So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for it, coming for it.
All right, guys, happy Friday. Welcome to the show. 3-day weekend here in the States. We've got some folks here in the Discord voice chat as well. I'm going to mute that. So, hey, Dan or Karen, can you say something? See if I can hear you. I guess I need to unmute it. All right, now I can hear you. How y'all doing? Happy Friday. Can you guys hear them in the on the YouTube live stream? I need to make sure I don't do a lot of poker live streams. I see my mic. I don't see the desktop. Maybe I need to add the desktop sound. Someone let me know if you can hear Karen and Dan. Karen, say hello to the folks. If they can hear you, they'll give me a thumbs up. All right, they can't hear you guys, so give me 1 second to add the desktop audio to this screen. Add audio. Yeah, y'all have a conversation. You guys in the chat, give me 1 second also. Bill A, what's up? Lizzie, Pelosi's Balonies, what's up? Headstock Karam says can't hear them. Yeah, give me 1 second. Oh, there it is, desktop audio. Maybe I just have it off. There we go. Hmm. Poll is up for postcards while I'm sorting out this desktop audio issue.
And they were messing up, and I kind of like started shouting at them. Then I got told off for coming on when I was on holiday, so I've sort of like gone, all right, I'm just going to sort of switch off and enjoy my holiday from now on.
Yeah.
Can y'all can hear them okay now on the live stream? Good Lord. It took me way longer than normal to have it sorted. I don't know how that disappeared.
Yeah, it's technology. We were just talking about how, when you take vacation, like when you have like a caseload, like I do with workers' comp, like you go on vacation and then you just have like that work building up. So there's
backlog.
like that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
What do you do anyhow?
I'm currently temping as a workers' compensation claims examiner. So when somebody gets hurt at work, my company is hired to manage the benefits. And true to, there's parts of it I like. I love being able to help somebody get the treatment they need and get them back to work. I had somebody who had a full pectoral tendon tear, and I learned over the years.
I'm going to put them on mute for a second. They're having a conversation over in the poker room. Anybody who's in the Discord, if you want to come play poker, join us in the poker room. Now that I got the audio sorted out for you guys that are here in the chat, we're not doing a whole lot of stock talk tonight. It's a 3-day weekend. We're sick of that shit for the last 5 days. But if you got any urgent, pressing questions, you can drop them in, and I'll do my best to get to them tonight. We're mostly just going to have a smoke, have a drink. Wife is on her way back from a yoga class, so I've got, I don't know, about an hour, unless we're just tearing it up, having a bunch of fun. Then we'll go all night, damn it. Jennifer says her U.S. Postal said I would have the postcard, but it's not in my mailbox. Not sure if they lost it. Yeah, I see a lot of you guys out on Twitter and in the comments saying that you're getting advance notifications from the Postal Service that you have things coming. I didn't even know that was an option. Like people were saying, I'm getting my postcard today. How do you know? Well, I got a notification that I have mail coming, and one of them is a postcard. How do I sign up for that shit? I didn't even know that was an option. But yeah, I saw a lot of people. Obviously, not everybody's got their postcards yet. A lot of people got them yesterday. A lot got them today. I saw a lot of email notifications that they got their postcards on email, which, by the way, is 100% legit. In my community tab, I posted the photo from the judge's scheduling order, because I know nobody believes me, but it says that the third party that is sending out these notices gets your info from the broker, including your address and your email, and they can send a postcard or email copy of the postcard to you. Either one is okay. I don't know how they decide who gets what, but it looks like about, of the notifications, most people are getting them by postcard. A few are getting it by email, but both are okay with the judge, because that's how it is worded in the document. If you want to read the document, go to my community tab, and that paragraph is in there. And man, I'm hoping that most of the people in the U.S., if you didn't get them today, that you get them by tomorrow. Even though if you're watching me, you already know about the lawsuit. I would like everybody to be happy that if you feel like you need to get a postcard, that you get it. There is no deadline on postcards. So I can't tell you for what day exactly you're going to get them. But should be any time now. USPS informed delivery. Do you have to pay for that service? Lizzie says, let me go get my one Abita beer. All right. Does the number correlate across the top? It looked like the number on the top of the postcard looks like a individual control number. I saw people that were getting multiple postcards, the same person, and I was looking at the photos they posted, and they were sequential. Like John Smith got number 123456A, 123456B. It's just sequential printing control number from what I can tell. I'm sure, they have a database where they're going to have to report to the judge by June 22nd how many they sent and what it cost, and confirm that they sent postcards to every address that the brokers gave them. And so that's why those control numbers are on there. David says, I loved your video today, the caramel corn video. I actually made that caramel corn a couple days ago, and I've just been sitting on that video because I wanted to do something a little different with the text on it. And I've just been busy during the week working, so I finally knocked it out this afternoon, and that popcorn is gone now. 6 fucking quarts of caramel corn gone. I'm probably going to have to go jogging or something this weekend for my punishment. And we were talking about it in the Discord. I don't know if you guys have had the caramel corn at AMC. I like caramel corn. I do. But the AMC caramel corn, no. Way, way, way too fucking sweet for me. Like, we tried it on one of those gourmet popcorn duos where you get half caramel and half Oreo. I couldn't even finish the caramel corn. Just way too sweet. Way too sweet, way too much vanilla flavor. No, I will never buy that again at AMC. I like the regular popcorn, and my wife likes the Oreo popcorn, but neither one of us are like big fans of that caramel corn. So the recipe I put, that's actually my mom's recipe. Like, I remember growing up eating that stuff, not microwave. She always made it like Jiffy Pop, the plain popcorn kernels. So I altered the recipe a little bit. Got to rest her. But that is a recipe that's been in the family. It's pretty traditional recipe. I'm sure if you go Google it, you can find it. But I asked my dad earlier in the week, I said, can you go find Mom's cookbook and send me a photo of her caramel corn recipe? So she's been making that for 50 years. And it never lasts long in our house, let me tell you. When I was growing up, it would barely last a day. It makes enough for a party, but we had a family of 6, so you can imagine. 2 adults and 4 kids. That shit did not last very long. Ron says, I received 4 postcards today. And the best thing about that popcorn is it's not sickly sweet like the popcorn at AMC Theater. Jennifer says she got hers. I'm still seeing 70% of you in the chat saying you did not get your postcards. That is, I mean, it is kind of upsetting to me. Even though, you know, everybody who's following AMC, be it on Twitter, YouTube, the news, Stock Twits, Weeble Chat, all of you know about the lawsuit. And I guess, you know, some people think that people who aren't following the stock at all are going to magically decide that, oh, there's a settlement, I need to object to it. If they didn't bother to vote, which most people didn't vote, that's retail for you. And that's not just AMC, that's across any stock. Most retail is just not paying attention. There's a higher concentration in AMC that are. But if they didn't vote and they're not paying attention to the news or social media, I don't want to be accused of minimizing things, but if they're not paying attention, they're probably not going to object. So if they do feel a compelling need to object, if they get their postcard today or over the weekend, I would say, again, my same recommendation from day one, go talk to a lawyer ASAP and get your objection in and make sure that you get it in on time in a way that it's not kicked out if you want to object. Because the last thing you want to do is rush an objection and then just have the court toss it because you didn't meet the criteria that they set up. And I'm sure if you get a lawyer, they can get an initial objection in, and then if you need more time, at least you got your name on the sheet as an objector. A lot of people, I think, are just hoping that the whole postcard thing is going to act as a share count. And for me, the most interesting thing about the postcards is the people that are getting 2, 4. I had one guy tell me he got 6 postcards because he has 6 different accounts. And now I got to be honest, guys, I'm questioning, do we really have 3.8 million shareholders, or do we have 1 million? Do we have 1.5 million? A bunch of people like myself, like many of you, with multiple accounts, right? Because it seems like they're being, if they're triple, quadruple, sextuple sending the postcards, are those all shareholders in the count of 3.8 million? I don't think we have 3.8 million. I'm going to be honest. What do y'all think? I'm just spitballing here. I mean, I asked the same question on Twitter. I'm not saying I know the answer, but a lot of things aren't adding up to me. Like if there's billions of shareholders, how come nobody complained that they didn't get their APE after the 2 days? How come we can't get more than 180 million votes on any vote? It just 3.8 million is not adding up to me. And it's finally, after all this time, now that I'm seeing what's happening with the postcards, I'm formulating a new theory that there's not 3.8 million individuals. There's some number smaller than that, 1.5, 2 million, maybe 1 million with multiple accounts. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm just sharing my theory. I'm going to bring the desktop people back in. Blazin, you going to join us in the poker room? Karen, what do you think about the share count?
I think you might be onto something. Dan and I were just talking about
that. Now I can't hear you. Can you guys hear Karen?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I turned my volume down. Go ahead, Karen. There you go.
I'm thinking you might be onto something with, if people are getting 6 different postcards and it's counting them as, a shareholder 6 times. that number might be inflated. I had 2 different accounts, which I have it all because I had Stash and I had Weeble, and I've got everything under Charles Schwab now. So I'll only get 1 postcard. But yeah, I could see that being the case.
And I think that is the reason I bring that up. Even I think it's important. We've done a lot of estimating, not me, but people have done a lot of estimating. Oh, well, if we have 4 million shareholders and everyone has 1,000 shares, that's 4 billion shares. Well, what if it's 1 million shareholders that have 1,000 shares, or 1 million shareholders that have 200 shares? The numbers start making more sense, that maybe there's not really billions and billions and billions of synthetics. And I don't think that, the concentrated portion of us that are on social media, yeah, many of us have way more than the average. But does the general public, the other people that aren't paying attention, do they have thousands and thousands of shares? I don't know.
I think if there really were the synthetics, there are several different things that would have happened that we would have seen it. When ape got issued. Yeah,
the longer I'm in this play and I see things like nobody complained after the first few days, the first 2 days, which was due to the T+2. After those 2 days were done, everybody had ape. You didn't see anybody complaining about not getting ape unless they had like a European account where they couldn't receive it, right? They just weren't allowed to hold it. Nobody complained about getting ape. We can't, on any vote, we can't get more than 185 million votes.
I think it was only Sweden that had trouble with getting ape.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, right, Dan, you don't see billions of people complaining about not having their ape, right?
Exactly. I mean, I've got mine within a couple of days.
Yeah, you gotta use your head. When you see multiple things stacking up, it starts weighing against this billions of shares theory.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's fine. I mean, I play many plays on the short interest that we know about. For some people that have their whole life dedicated to a belief of billions of shares, that this is going to be hard for them to hear. They're probably already left the channel. They probably already left the live stream. But I try and deduce things. Based on evidence and logic, not just create theories out of my own imagination. And the evidence is stacking up more and more that there's not billions and billions and billions of shares.
Well, theories without basis just is sensationalism, and that gets the people like, ooh, did you hear this? And ooh, did you hear that? Instead of having something to support it.
Yeah. I sure wish Steven or Blazin would come in and share their thoughts too. I don't want it.
Yeah, where is Blazin?
I mean, we were in Discord chat, everybody all day, watching the stock market and talking about this play and many, many others. I mean, literally 8 hours. So they're probably taking a break.
Okay.
We'll allow it.
Let's see what XM550 says. AMC is going to fizzle. The problem is it's being shorted weekly and you guys think it's long. I don't know what you mean by you guys think it's long. You'll have to explain.
Is it a long hold play?
I don't know. I think he's lumping me in with the clickbait YouTubers, which would be a fatal error. They all hate me, XM.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey, Blazin.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Karen?
Hi.
Hello, Blazin.
Good. What's up, Dan?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. I heard you guys requesting my appearance.
Yeah.
Christopher says he got an email but no postcard. I would guess if you got an email, you're probably not getting a postcard. They're charging AMC for the same 3 cents for every email, 3 cents for every postcard. So, I don't think that they're going to double charge. That would be robbery if they send an email and a postcard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be messed up.
Pet Rock says, Miner says, some of us have been saying this the entire time about the share count, the number of shareholders. Yeah, I've been quiet on it, Pet Rock. I've obviously had my suspicions, but I like to have evidence to back up what I say. And the more things that happen, the votes, the way Ape happened, no complaints, and now the way the postcard thing, I mean, that's 3 pieces of evidence that point to we don't really have 4 million shareholders.
Do we know where the 3.8 million comes from? Like, does it just say?
I think it's individual accounts, Blazin.
Yeah.
So if you have 4 accounts, you're being counted 4 times in that 3.8 million.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of us, many of us actively involved in this have the stock in multiple accounts.
Didn't Adam Aaron report that there were 4 million?
Okay, so in one of my subscribers in Germany asked the question to Adam Aaron, and Adam Aaron said it was shareholders, not individual shareholders, shareholder accounts.
Okay.
We don't have it on tape, but this guy that told me that, I believe him. So Adam Aaron basically confirmed what I'm postulating tonight. If you have multiple accounts, you're counted multiple times in 3.8 million. Diver Down Reaver says, if you have a postcard, you have real shares. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have real shares or shares that you bought from a short that sold them borrowed shares into the market. If you are a beneficial owner or a DRS owner, you're going to get notified. This whole Lou fable of synthetic shares aren't going to get a postcard, that's just bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now. He does not know what he's talking about. XM says shorts are being covered and immediately short again. Yes, absolutely. We talk about that all the time. Short interest that people see on Ortex is the carried short interest. The stock is being shorted over and over millions of times during the day, and they close out by the end of the day. That's what drives the price down. That is not being reported in short interest. Right? And that happens on many stocks. When you're looking at the daily short volume, they say, why is the daily short volume 60%, 65%? Because of day traders, people that are in and out millions of times in an hour. That's why. It's very easy to understand. Craig says it's the broker's job to send out the postcard. That's actually not true. There's a company that was hired. It's a third party called Strategic Claims Services. And their responsibility at the beginning of May was to contact ComputerShare and every broker and to get all of your addresses and then print up 3.8 million postcards and put your addresses on them and send them out. The brokers are not sending the postcards. Look at the postcards. The photos are on Twitter. You can see the return address matches what I'm telling you. AMC is not sending your postcards. Your brokers are not sending them. It's from SCS. So the delay was SCS had to go request all the addresses. Then they had to wait for your brokers to send it to them. Once they got the list, however many days that took, it was supposed to be 5 business days, but however many days it took, then they had 5 more business days to address all the postcards and send them out. So, and then you're waiting on the U.S. Postal. John, what's up? John says, I'm guessing the number is closer to 2.2 million. That might be in the ballpark. Yeah. John says, I've been thinking that the entire time that the number was inflated. I've honestly been thinking it too, John. I just don't like to say upsetting things that I can't back up. I have no problem saying upsetting things that I can back up with data. I do it all the time. I piss off the clickbaiters every single day saying things that that they don't like, if I can back it up with a document, with a financial statement, with anything, the truth is the truth. You don't hide from it. But as far as the number, it was always a gray area for me, the number of individual shareholders. But every month that goes by, we get more data points that are getting me in this camp that it's not 4 million of us individually. It's maybe 1 million or 2 million with multiple accounts, and some that have one account. Probably the majority have one account, but there's a lot that have multiple accounts.
How did we ever get to the point where AMC was being put through the court?
How do we get to the point that AMC is being put through the court? Okay, just a quick recap on that. There was several people, including Allegheny, that didn't like the way that the vote. I'm just going to say the word rigged. That's a. What's the right? Some people are not going to like that I use that word, but the vote was the ape shares were sold to Allegheny, not to Allegheny. The ape shares were sold to Antara in exchange for a yes vote, right? And then the way they set it up with computer share is that computer share would mirror the votes of any uncast votes. Now, everything they did was legal by my reading of the law. I'm not an attorney, but I have read all of these documents many, many times, and I'm not an idiot either. And now I could be wrong. The judge will let us know in a month. But by my reading of the law, everything the AMC did was legal. It was all disclosed properly. Every I was dotted, every T was crossed. But some people don't agree with that, and they filed a lawsuit that said what AMC did was not legal. So that is the question. And they didn't like that they lost value in their portfolio from the creation of Ape, and they don't like the conversion going back. So that was what the lawsuit was. A minority of people were upset, and maybe they have a right to be. The judge will decide. Even if the judge decides in AMC's favor, they're still going to be upset. I grant them that. You're allowed to feel the way you want to feel. But the question is really, was it legal? Was it slimy? Even if it was legal, maybe so. But AMC is literally desperate at this point because retail shareholders keep telling them no to equity raise, and they legit, in my independent, not paid by anybody opinion, as an economist and a fairly savvy person at reading financial statements, they are running low on cash. And I can see the box office predictions for the rest of this year. Q2 is going to be fine, but Q3 and Q4, we're going to burn through more cash. And they have a legit concern, and they have had it since 2021, that they were going to run out of cash by the end of this year. So they did what they needed to do to ensure the survival of the company, which is have the ability to raise more cash. That's that. At the end of the day, that was it. I get it. That's not a popular opinion for the vocal minority, that this company needs cash. There's legit people that think this company has no bankruptcy risk. But I have an open invitation, and I'll say it again. If you are a CPA or a finance professional, not just some Yahoo on YouTube, if you can speak eloquently to the financial statements and you want to explain to me live on camera how there is no bankruptcy risk, open invitation. Just send me a DM, leave a comment on a video, and I'll get you on. And I'll bring a couple CPAs, and we'll have a good roundtable discussion. As far as anybody else, if you're not a financial expert and you're telling me that the company doesn't have bankruptcy risk, I'm not listening to you, because I can read a balance sheet, and I can read the income statement, and I can look at the box office predictions, and my model can predict the cash burn for the next 2 quarters. The model that I published before the last quarterly earnings that nailed the net income loss to the dollar I have a very good idea what's going to happen by the end of this year if this company cannot raise money. XM550 says rigged is a fair word. I mean, they essentially had to rig it because retail's not helping them. And the company, unlike what some people are accusing them of, is not trying to go bankrupt. Bankrupt is handing the win to the shorts. They're fighting to not go bankrupt. And that means raising more money. Adding debt, not a great idea at this point. High interest rates, already loaded up with debt on the balance sheet. Raising money with APE was not working out. Value got pushed down even lower than they thought it would. Did you know when they created APE, they had an internal limit that they would never sell it below $2? Did you guys know that, Karen?
I did not.
Did you know that, Blazin?
No.
Adam Aaron had to go. It's in the plaintiff's discovery of the board meeting minutes. He had to go beg the board and the finance committee to get approval to change the price he was able to sell it at. He's like, look, this thing's cratering worse than we thought. I need to be able to keep raising money, and I need approval to sell it below $2. That when they created it, they had an internal rule that they would not sell it below $2. So this whole thing that it was a plan to tank it, no, that was not the plan. R. Baglio, yes, sir. Strategic Claims Services email is the same as a postcard. Diver Down says it doesn't seem like they're fighting for shareholders. I mean, I can see your point. Anyone that thinks that, I hear that complaint a lot. A company's first instinct is going to be to ensure its survival, right? We see this all the time. Look at the fucking trash penny stocks that do reverse split after reverse split. They're trying not to go bankrupt. And they're trading at 10 cents and they're trying to stay on the big board. Does that work out well for retail shareholders of those penny stocks? Never, right? But they're trying not to go bankrupt. And AMC is a multi-billion-dollar company. They're not about to be delisted. They're not a penny stock, but they are running low on cash. And so their first duty is to ensure the viability of the company. Because if the company dies, every retail shareholder goes to zero. So even though you can't agree with it, even though you might not see it, by ensuring their own survival, they are doing a fiduciary duty to you. Are they handing you a squeeze? Is it bad for you to do a reverse split or a dilution? Well, I mean, what is worse at the end of the day? To get a transfusion or just to let the patient die? Because they could just let it go bankrupt. They could do nothing. I've said this many times recently, and I'll say it again for those of you that didn't hear me. If AMC loses this lawsuit and it loses the ability to raise money, I will be out of this play. I'm not going to sit around and watch it turn into a Bed Bath & Beyond. And I mean that for real.
Mm-hmm.
All the clickbaiters can stay in the play and hope for their short squeeze. I will be out if AMC loses this lawsuit. I recognize that if they win the lawsuit, there's going to be some future dilution, and that might not be the ideal situation, but the other alternative is going to zero.
I think what we've discovered is that the short sellers never had an experience on the back seat of a cinema.
They don't like cinema. They like companies that they like companies that are losing money, have a lot of debt, and I mean, how many quarters is it going to be before AMC
but there's a lot of companies out there that are losing money.
Yeah,
I think,
and they're all getting shorted.
Yeah,
that's like shark bait for a short.
Yeah, but there's thousands of companies out there that are struggling with high interest rates and high fuel and high food costs. It's ridiculous.
John says he wasn't aware of the $2 price point. I wasn't aware of it either, John, until I read that 900 pages that was posted on, what date was it posted, guys? Monday? Or it's on AMC's investor relations page. You can go read it yourself. You can skip all the financial statements and all that. Go through that 900 pages and just read the board meeting minutes. You can see every board meeting minute from 2021. They knew back then that by the end of this year, they were going to run out of cash.
Did you hear about Cinemark refinancing?
Cineworld is...
Cineworld and
Cineworld is going to come out of Chapter 11. The lenders are going to own the company, and common shareholders are going to get wiped out. Yep,
exactly.
And another, speaking of Cineworld and Cinemark, right? Cineworld is Regal. The common stockholders are going to get blown out. They're going to get zero. And that is what I worry about with AMC. If they run out of cash, we'll all go to zero. Cinemark, on the other hand, I keep on getting questions. Tony, why is Cinemark at $16 and AMC's at $5? Guys, this is a lesson that I want you to hear. You should never compare stocks only by price. All right? $16 versus $5, you're leaving out half the information. What is the number of outstanding shares? Because you know a low float means a higher price, right? Typically. The float of Cinemark is like 110 million, I think. The outstanding shares. AMC's got $1.5 billion if you add in APE and AMC. So what's going to happen after a reverse split and conversion where our outstanding shares collapses to 150 million? All of a sudden, we're going to be at $28 to $30. And we have a much closer outstanding share count to Cinemark, who's still going to be 16, and we're going to be at 30. Did anything change? No. Nothing changed except the share count. So don't compare price without comparing outstanding shares. It's a no-go. You can't do that. That's a beginner mistake.
Good DD.
What's up, MC? How you doing, brother? Thank you for that. You guys want to kick my ass at poker blazing while I'm distracted with the chat?
I'm a little distracted myself, actually.
Oh, you're reading the chat too?
No, I'm doing something entirely different right now.
Karen and Dan, did you come in to play poker or just to be on The Voice? Either one's fine.
Just to be in The Voice.
All right.
Yeah, on The Voice, I can't get the poker to work.
The poker game on Discord has been kind of fucked up too. We were playing it earlier, and like I would be in a hand, and then I'd fold, and then it would deal the next hand, and I couldn't even see my cards. Lewis says, I hate how things between retail and AMC turned. Retail no vote to more shares over a year ago made this thing worse. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, Lewis, I said in 2021 no to more shares. I did. But we had $2 billion in the bank, and the economy was cranking along fine, and we thought we could get a bigger short squeeze. Live and learn, right? They could have banked enough money to easily make it into 2024 if we had let them do that, but we were all greedy, myself included. I'm not innocent. But, and I want you to know that. I want you to know that I said no to more shares in 2021 so that you can understand when I'm saying yes to more shares now, that I'm being genuine. Like the need is real now. We're down to 495 million, and we'll probably be okay in Q2. Or we could even bank a little bit of money if we have a positive quarter. But Q3 and Q4, I'm not predicting that we're going to make money. We're going to burn more of that 495. And the lenders aren't going to, if it goes below 100 million, we're toast. Unless they say, yeah, that's fine. You can't raise money. We'll give you one more quarter. If we go below 100 million, I think we're toast. They'll just foreclose on the company. They'll force a bankruptcy. I know some people were asking, I've seen it circulating in social media, why in 2019 did we have 100 million in cash and we didn't file bankruptcy then? Right? And I think that's a valid question. But the answer to all of that is an accounting exercise that I don't know I want to go into tonight. You've got to look at the fact that they had just taken out those loans. The industry was not expected to crater. We were making 11, 12 billion domestic box office, not 8, 9. They weren't forecasting losses of 225 million. AMC was even making some small profitable quarters. And even if they lose 13 million, that's a exponential difference in losing 225 million. So maybe if you guys are interested, we could do a break it down, what's different between 2019 and today. Why is it hair on fire now? But at the end of the day, I want you to go look at the losses that were being posted. It's not even close in 2019. And the domestic box office was billions more than it was right now. It's just the landscape was different in 2019. And if you're not able to read numbers, then that's not going to make sense to you. And that's not slamming anybody, but this is why it's important to get familiar with those financial statements, because then you don't have to ask questions like that. Or come ask me and I'll tell you, but I've been saying this over and over and they just call me a shill. Don't trust somebody that wants to talk to you about the financials. Like literally, that's your Bible in the stock market, guys. The financial statements are your Bible, not some bullshit clickbaiter who just asks questions. I don't understand why this. Why is it that this? Yeah, the reason you're asking why is because you don't read.
I spent a few hours last night, Tony, working on a customized version of ChatGPT that can read PDF documents.
Yeah.
So that way I can load in like 10Q filings and ask questions about it.
That's a great idea. Why don't you share that with us when you got it nailed down?
Yeah, I will. I have it like working kind of, but it's kind of quirky right now.
I've messed around with ChatGPT a little bit, but I am a complete noob at it, to be honest. Like anyone who's spent more than an hour messing around with it's far more experience than me. I'm to the part where I say, write me a story about blah, 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 or write me a news article about blah, blah, blah. Custom prompts and all that. Pff, no. If you're good at ChatGPT, you got something on me right now. How's Q2 looking, Johnny B? All right, so let me pull up Box Office Mojo. I'll tell you while I'm pulling it up. We need about 2.8 billion to break even domestic box office. We had forecast a high. This is just a stretch goal. If everything were to hit it out of the park in Q2, a high of 3.3 billion domestic box office, which would get us in the neighborhood of 10 to 13 cents positive EPS. All right, so keep those numbers in mind. 2.8 versus 3.3. Right now in this quarter, we're at 1.4 billion, and we got 5 weeks left. That's not a lot of time. What, 5 weeks to double our number that we've had 7 weeks to build. So there is a lot riding right now on A Little Mermaid. There is a lot riding on, what else we got? Wide release. We got Machine and Kandahar. Those make a couple $100 million. We got
Man's coming out this week.
which one?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Is that this week?
Yeah, that's coming out this. The preview night's Thursday night, and then officially comes out Friday.
Okay. The Boogeyman, I think, will do okay. Spider-Man is June 1st. 2nd. That one is predicted to do pretty good. I don't know anything about a Spider-Man cartoon, so I keep on hearing people say it's going to be great.
The first one did really well. I enjoyed the first one.
I'm going to watch it this weekend. I did not see the first one. Indiana Jones on June 4th. Mixed reviews. Transformers, June 9th. I mean, there's a lot of potential candidates. We need $1.4 billion off of all these movies by the end of June. We got The Blackening, and then we got The Flash, middle of June. Elemental, another Walt Disney animated comedy.
I think The Flash will be a surprise hit.
If The Flash hits hard in 2 weeks, Dan, we got a lot riding on. So what we've been saying internally in the Discord chat is our prayers are riding on Flash and Mermaid. And I mentioned a few other ones, but we need two big ones.
I'll be there watching The Flash, but I watched the TV series, so it's kind of interesting how it kind of ties in. The storyline ties into the TV series,
So keep an eye. Go to Box Office Mojo every Monday. Keep an eye on the domestic box office. That is what I'm looking at for Q2, and I'll be updating you guys every week. We got to make this quarter not hurt us. We got to get 2.8 billion, and to get the 10 billion number that they're forecasting for this year, domestic box office, we have to hit 3.3 billion in Q2. So,
and have they released any sales on the popcorn?
No, they have not.
They haven't, have they? That's kind of like the surprise packet, I think. What the revenue of the popcorn is.
Yeah, I'm not counting popcorn in my model, but I do have another tab already ready to go. If we ever get any numbers on the popcorn, like units sold, I can immediately add that into the model.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the units sold is.
And the credit card.
I'm not counting credit cards. I don't think that's going to meaningfully add to the bottom line, but I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they prove me wrong, Dan.
Okay.
I think credit cards is more about data mining. So it'll be a nominal income. I hear people on Twitter Spaces saying AMC is going to make billions off of credit cards. I just don't see it. That's just my opinion. Could be wrong. Andrew Williams, good morning. Diver Down says, do I think the settlement of 1 for 7.5 is a way to avoid the squeeze? No, I don't view it that way. What do you guys think? Karen, Blazin? Have y'all ever analyzed the settlement as a way to avoid a squeeze?
No.
I think we're looking at the settlement as an unfortunate use of shares because they're stuck in a lawsuit. I would prefer there be no settlement. I would prefer the judge just dismiss the case at the end of June, and she could. She has 9 things she's going to be looking at, and dismissal is one of them. Grandpa Barney in the house.
Thank you,
what is
Tony,
up?
my amazing brother. Appreciate all you do for all of us. God bless. Much love.
I love you too. It is my honor to be here for you guys. And nobody is paying me. I'm not hired by Adam Aaron. The only thing I said to Adam Aaron when I met him at the movie premiere 6 months ago is the same thing you guys say to him. Thank you for the job you're doing. We love AMC. That was it. These people, these fucking conspiracy. Oh, his attitude changed after he met Adam Aaron. Go fucking jump in a lake, you dumbass. You guys are so sick with your own conspiracy theories that you would think something like that. Nobody fucking pays me. I will say my opinions. I will say my opinions, and I don't care who hates to hear it. because everybody hates me except my viewers who want the truth. I don't care. And at this point in this play, my opinions are largely driven by the fact that of analyzing the financial statements. That is it. We're not sitting in 2021 with $2 billion in the bank anymore. Wake the F up. It's not, and we're in a market that is punishing everybody, especially companies that are losing money. So yeah, I'm hopeful. I'd love to see 3.3 billion for Q2. I'd love to be able to tell you guys my model at the end of June is forecasting 10 cents positive earnings per share and a couple $100 million in the bank extra. I'd love to tell you that, but I can't tell you right now because we're behind where I want us to be for domestic box office. So we got a lot riding on the Flash. We got a lot riding on the Little Mermaid. People are asking, why is Tony going to so many movies? Why isn't he buying stock? Motherfuckers, I got enough stock and you do too. The best way you can help the company right now is to spend money and increase revenue on the income statement. That is the number one thing you can do right now. Go see a movie. Buy some concessions. Tell your friends to go see a movie. Put a review out on a movie. Buying stock right now is not going to change anything. You've got enough, trust me. You're not going to move the price. Go spend your money, your leisure money, instead of buying a 6-pack of beer or going to the club, go see a fucking movie. What is going to change the perception of this company? Positive earnings. It's that simple. That's why I go see movies. Oh, Tony, they just want you to see movies because they get bonused on EBITDA. Why do you think they're getting bonused on EBITDA? Because if they can, you know where EBITDA comes from? EBITDA, earnings before interest, depreciation, taxes, and amortization. That comes from a healthy income statement. If EBITDA is going up, that means that the net income of the company is also going up. So that is a good metric to measure executives off of. You want them out there pushing movies. That's what you want your executive team to do. Figure out ways to increase revenue and increase earnings. That is how we all win. That's how you wreck the short thesis. Fix the balance sheet, fix the earnings. It both need to happen. So go see a movie for the love of God. Order some popcorn from Walmart if you don't have a theater near you. And if you can't, if they still have the pay-per-view thing too, I think on the app. Like literally, the most important thing anyone could be doing right now is spending your leisure money. If you enjoy movies, I'm not telling you to go waste money on movies if you don't enjoy it. That's fine. I get it. Not everybody likes movies as much as I do. But I'd much rather go see a movie than go get drunk at a bar on a Friday night.
It's the perfect date night.
It is, yep. And you can still buy a beer at the movie. At least at mine you can. Gus says, how much will Adamiran raise after the split and then the dilution? We don't know. We don't know how much he's going to issue for dilution, Gus, but I'll tell you my guess that I tell people in the Discord when we're chatting about it. And I don't know that this is correct, right? So grain of salt here. I'm going to guess when we see ultimately a dilution announcement that it'll be 100 to 200 million shares. You'll see a prospectus with a shelf offering. You could see a private placement, but I don't know. But I'm going to think that he'll go for 200 million on the prospectus and hope that, and he's probably hoping he only needs to sell 100 million so that he doesn't have to overly dilute, and he'll keep the other 100 million on reserve. But he'll have at his disposal 450 million ish. I really would not like to see him issue a prospectus with 450 million on it. That would not be bueno. But I don't know what he's going to do. I hope it's a low number, just enough to get us into 2024. Lewis says, can we expect buy pressure from the reverse split or a brief moment to dilute at better prices? I'm not viewing the reverse split or conversion or a QSIP change as any buying, any. This is just my opinion. I have not ever, and I will not tell you that for me, that those are catalysts to make the price go up. The catalyst that I see for the price to go up is a blowout Q2. Blowout earnings. Positive earnings. Imagine going from losing 13 cents or 20 cents to posting positive 13 cents. And you know what the market's forecasting right now? I think it's like negative 8 cents. Imagine if we blew it out with a positive. You know what happens when companies surprise on earnings, right?
Anyone see NVIDIA lately?
Yeah, look at NVIDIA. That's what I'm looking for, honestly. And that is why I'm going to keep on going to movies and keep on telling you to do the same thing. And I will push back against any motherfucker that says, don't go to a movie, don't spend your money on popcorn. Why is Tony going to movies? Because literally that is the best thing you can do right now. Diver Down says, how is it possible we're shorted constantly? Blazin, you want to field that one?
I'm not sure if I understand the question because it's...
Why is AMC being shorted?
I mean, why does any stock get shorted? Because someone thinks it's going to go down.
Why? Okay, good first stab. Why do they think it's going to go down?
I mean, if you go back to COVID, the initial theory was that everyone was stuck at home, and so I think they had a pretty good idea, pretty good reason to be short back then. I don't know if it still is as strong of an opinion now.
For any company, guys, if they're losing money, they have over leveraged balance sheet with a lot of debt, and they're running out of cash, that is shark bait for shorts. Until that changes, you're not getting rid of the shorts. AMC has the trifecta of short bait: losing money, over leveraged balance sheet, and running low on cash.
I still think that the streaming companies are in more trouble than the cinemas.
The story is changing for AMC. I'm not trying to be negative. Everything is getting better the longer we're in this play. We're on the cusp of getting profitable quarters next year. We're on the cusp of being able to fix the balance sheet, not by paying off the debt, but by loading it up with cash. And those two things alone, just getting cash on the balance sheet and getting closer to profitable quarters, that is going to make it not as easily shortable, not as good of a target, I should say. But we're counting on Hollywood to put out more movies. We're counting on the people to go see them. Right now, the structure of AMC with how many screens do we have? Like 10,000 screens. We need a domestic box office of 11, 12 billion. If the industry caps out at 9 or 10 like we're at this year, the only way to fix AMC is to close theaters. If this was as high as we get, if we don't ever get back to 2018, 2019, they will have to close theaters. That's the only way to fix it. So I'm going to remain hopeful that by next year, people are seeing movies and Hollywood's putting out enough movies to get back to 11 or 12 billion. Rubber Ducky, yeah, I think I have my Weeble set up to Hekanashi. Yeah. Jay Lee says, what do you think about puts on NVIDIA? I saw that massive rise on NVIDIA, and I'm going to do a video on them this weekend. I don't want to answer the question until I didn't look at their 10Q. But I saw the headline of what the earnings blowout was, so I need to spend 4 or 5 hours understanding exactly what happened before I could answer that. And it is my intention to do so this weekend. Obviously, when we see a huge run up like that, our natural tendency, all of us, and myself included, is that's not sustainable. And our natural tendency is to think that it's got to come back down at least a little bit. I don't disagree with that gut judgment, but I like to follow up that gut judgment with a hard look at the 10Q and their product roadmap. And why did that happen? Why did they beat so handily? And I haven't done that work yet, so I can't tell you.
It's because of the AI boom, Tony. Like the amount of graphics cards that they're selling right now. Not just to consumers, but to people who are, creating these large language models, running ChatGPT and shit like that.
All right. Well, let's talk about it this weekend. I'll be hanging out with you guys in the Discord. I might have some questions because some of y'all follow in the Discord NVIDIA closer than I do.
Elon just bought 10,000 cards recently.
What's that?
Elon just bought 10,000 NVIDIA GPUs recently to train the new Truth GPT.
Diver Down says, I was referring to, you said, going from -13 to +13, talking about earnings per share. -13 cents to +13 cents earnings per share. Happy Memorial Day, Rubber Ducky. What's going on? Davinda Vasher in the house. What's up, buddy? Zhao Feng says, no puts on NVIDIA. Did you guys see the guy on Twitter and Reddit that prior to earnings sold a bunch of naked calls on NVIDIA? He was just getting hammered. Jay Lee says he shorted when it hit 400, or bought puts, shorted. Okay. Yeah, good job for him. Made money on that. I like to see y'all make money, however you do it. John says AMC was all about MOAS. Why would anyone invest in AMC otherwise? Serious question. It was all about MOAS in 2021, John. We're in 2023 now. The market is in a recession. The economy is in a recession. Interest rates are high. Institutional money is fleeing the market. Retail is out of money. There's no free government checks. Companies that have negative earnings are not ideal for institutions to be buying right now. It's not the same landscape as 2021. You could have been all about MOAS then. I certainly was. I didn't even bother to look at the balance sheet and all that stuff back then. Why would you? But we're not there anymore. You need to look at the financial statements. You need to understand what is driving where we're at, and the decisions that the company's making to raise more cash is because we're not in 2021 anymore. I understand that's not a popular message, but that is the facts. Polito says, what is your percentage of AMC and APE converting? I'm not sure I understand the question. Patriot, what's up, amigo? How close are margin calls? Oh, man. If the market has a severe correction, you could see some margin calls on big institutions, sure. And, most of them, I think, are hedged for it with with derivative plays. I mean, any institution worth their salt knows exactly what the risks are. And when you go look up any big institution, if they're carrying stock, they're carrying puts also. That's not a downside bet. That's hedging so they don't lose their ass. Davinda says, what if cat was spelled D-O-G? Is that a joke? I don't know the punchline too. Except regional banks. Regional banks, yeah, smaller banks I think will be okay. The big banks that bet on these treasuries, they got screwed. And yeah, I don't look at a lot of bank balance sheets. The very first one, Silicon Valley Bank, I went and looked at their balance sheet. That's the first bank balance sheet I've looked at in 10 years probably. And so I was able to figure out what they did wrong. But all the rest, I don't typically buy bank stocks. So I couldn't tell you what's going on there. They have a lot of derivative plays that I think make things very risky for them. Plus real estate loans, commercial real estate's in a shambles right now. We think that residential real estate, you're about to find out it's in shambles. So yeah, there's still some risk for banks. Very real risk for all of them. Polito says, after you read all those pages, do you think AMC and Ape will come together and the lawsuit will get thrown out? What's your percentage odds? I guess you're asking what's my odds on that. I've said from day one, and I'm not going to back down from it, 99% chance the lawsuit will get tossed out or settled. I did not foresee a settlement. That was just my, what's the right word? Inability to foresee. Like I didn't see that coming, but that was probably naive, right? Almost all lawsuits settle, so I should have been able to forecast that. But we have a settlement on the table. I'm 99% sure that it'll either be settled or the judge will dismiss it. If I had to guess, it will be settled because that's what both parties want. And there will be objections, and the judge will hear them, but I don't think that the majority of them are going to hold any water with the court. People are bringing up things that the parties already discussed and agreed on, and people are trying to tack on a bunch of things that are not related to this lawsuit, like share count and DTCC, and that's not part of the lawsuit. They're just going to toss all that stuff. I get it, why they want to get eyeballs on this, but the judge and the special master are just going to toss all that stuff. What is my vape flavor? I don't even know. I've been buying like grapefruit, mango. I don't even look, honestly. I go buy 2 or 3, and then whatever is closest, I grab it and squirt it in there. Polito says, I got 6,000 shares and not trying to go broke. Yeah. Many of us in the Discord have that much or more, Polito. So I feel your pain, and I talk to people that have that much on chat and comments all the time. I feel your pain. If the law, I'm going to repeat, if you weren't here earlier, if AMC loses the lawsuit, I'll be selling because I'm not going to hang on to a company based on my model that I think is going to have a severe cash risk on the back half of this year. And then if I'm wrong, I can always buy back in. If I'm right and it goes down because the shorts are emboldened by the lack of ability to raise cash, well, then I can reassess after the price drops. The other thing we were talking about today, just so you can see what kind of conversations we were having in the Discord, we were looking really hard at the company officers, their past history of selling. They have an odd ability of being able to sell right at the top. And I don't think that's because they know what's going on. I think they just, well, let me restate that. I don't think that it's because of malfeasance. I think it's because they're fucking smart. The CPAs and the finance guys that work at this company, and they know when something is reaching peak value. Some of it was pre-planned sales, but some of it, I think they're like, yeah, we were at $5 and now we're at 70. Let's take some bonus money off the table. I'm not going to ignore that, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, if I see that somewhere around August, the executives are selling, I'm going to be paying attention to that. If you get my drift. Karen, do you get my drift? Dan, you guys still around? Oh, they got their mics on mute. Does anybody in the chat get my drift?
Yes, I do.
If Q2 is a blowout and the price starts going up, and I see a Form 4 that Sean Goodman and all these other guys are selling, I'm going to pay attention to that this time.
Yeah, I'll get it.
I'm not going to be sitting here saying, I'm not going to be sitting here and saying to myself, but what if it goes to 1,000? If I see the executive selling,
it won't go to 1,000.
I know, but there's going to be people, Dan. If it goes from 30 to 50, there's going to be people saying it could go to 1,000. You know, the videos are going to be there. If I see Sean Goodman and Adam Aaron selling at 50, I'm gonna take that under strong advisement for myself.
Yeah.
Even if I have to sell at a loss, if I see the executive selling, I'm going to pay attention to that.
I think we learned a lesson last time when they were selling at 40.
Not financial advice. Hold my nuts.
I'm not a financial advisor either.
I'm going to piss a lot of people. I'm giving a lot of people content tonight, you guys, but I'm going to always keep it. I'm always going to keep it real with you. And what I say on Twitter and what I say in the Discord and what I say in DMs is the exact thing I say. Exact same thing that I say on camera.
That's why we're here.
Thank you. May Ape says, are you shilling? I don't know if you're joking or if you're asking a serious question, May. I'm just being honest of how I'm analyzing this play. If you want hopium, there's 50 other channels for that.
What do you say?
Do I have Angel's Envy in this cup? In this cup, I have a little Kentucky bourbon tonight. First drink of the weekend. Oh, I said it won't go to 1,000. I mean, it could go to anything if it starts moving, right? With the right catalyst. And if the short interest is high. Well, hey, Dan, can you put your mic on mute because you got birds in the background?
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
They're getting picked up on your mic. Someone was asking me in the Discord today and yesterday and the day before, how high could it go if we start running up? Is it going to be limited by market cap? And this is just my opinion. No. If there are shorts, all right, Dan, I'm going to mute you.
Go on.
If I can. What was I saying? Oh, I don't think that any run up on any company's short squeeze is limited by market cap. It's limited by how many people are trying to cover their ass and not lose money because they were short, plus the FOMO run up. So I'm not going to be looking at market cap in any run up to tell you what the price target is. It's going to be what it's going to be. When the shorts are done covering or the FOMO money runs out, that's when it stops moving up. It's really that simple on any play. It could go to anything. Look how many random stocks we've seen have massive moves up, thousands of percent. So I don't have a cap on how high the price could go. The gentleman I was talking to was trying to tell me, Tony, it could only go to 100 because of the market cap. I say no to that. I don't know how high it could go if there were a run up, but I'm not going to tell anybody a price target based on market cap. It's going to go to what it goes to based on shorts covering and FOMO. When that runs out, then it stops. Wherever it stops, I can't tell you. Sufyan, what's up? Also, the higher it goes, the bigger a short target it gets for people that aren't in the play. You got to have that sustained momentum up to keep on wrecking those people. The new shorts that come in, you got to wreck them right away. That's what happened with GameStop. They kept on trying to short it. They kept on trying to buy puts. They kept on getting wrecked, and it kept on going. Sufyan CPA says, God bless you for all of the effort of what you're doing. Yeah. It's not easy being in this chair, Sufyan, getting arrows shot at you from all sides, but I'm the man to do it. Because I don't give a shit what people say. Matt Core's boyfriend in the house. TD, always keeping it real. I thought that was Matt Core's for a second, and then I saw the BF. Who's got some fun stuff planned for the weekend? I think this weekend we're going to for sure see some movies. I'm going to work on the chicken shit bingo picks for you guys. More on that coming. I'm going to try and build that this weekend. And what else did I say I was going to do this weekend? Sufyan, do you remember? I had one other project for this weekend. If you want a hint of what chicken shit stock picks is, Google chicken shit bingo. We're going to start having some fun. Suck My says, Error, best movie I've watched in a long time. I loved that movie. I wish it would have done better. I thought that was a fantastic film. Edward says, could we pay the company that sent the postcards to share data? They have to report to the court, Edward, by June 22nd, on or before. I can't tell you, Edward, what level of detail they're going to report. But my hope is that they report how many contacts they had, email and postcard, and what the cost was. That is my hope. But they are legally obligated to file a notification compliance with the judge by June 22nd. So stay tuned. As soon as they file that, I will let you know. Robert says, Air has a great soundtrack. I don't even remember the sound. Oh, it was all 80s music, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Now it's coming back to me. I still got the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 soundtrack in my head. I love that about that series too, the soundtrack. But the Air soundtrack, the way that the film was done with that kind of retro look, and the soundtrack and the clothing and the cars, I literally felt like I was transported back to the 80s. They did a great job. And I had forgotten all of that history of Nike. It was fascinating for me to relearn that and to see the struggle that they were going through. I remember kind of when Nike came on the scene, and yeah, nobody was really wearing it now. And like, if I'm buying gym clothes now, shorts, shirts, shoes, socks, it's all Nike. Carl says nothing better than the 80s. Patriot says they were the best of all time. I wish I knew now what I knew then. Someone should make a song about that. Karen, were you an 80s baby? You were growing up in the 80s, weren't you? I always joke when I'm with my wife, you know, because she's a little bit younger than me. She's like, "Can you put on the oldies station?" I'm like, "Which one? The 80s?" Ouch. Calling the 80s the oldies station. God help me. I think we should get Scarlett on a live stream this weekend. Hey, Scarlett, are you in the other room? Do you have to work on Monday? It's a holiday. Can you double check and let us know? Because we want to get you on a live stream. You could play poker with us, Scarlett, and show us all your skills. What are we talking about? Buffalo wings. That was Dan. Robert B is class of 1986. I'm class of 85, Robert. So Chico says I didn't like the fake Jordan thing. Yeah, that was kind of weird how they wouldn't ever show his face, right? Did they ever show his face? Maybe one time. I had a lot of respect for his mom in that movie. They seem like good parents. How old am I? I forget. I was born in '67, so I stopped counting about 10 years ago. I just tell people I'm 90. I tell people I'm 99 because people they like to make fun of me for being old, so I just lean into it. If you're gonna call me old, I'm gonna exaggerate it. What, Dan? 1867, yeah. I think the first insult I got on YouTube 2 years ago was, "Who are you, old man? Oh, you've got a fancy microphone. You think you're somebody. Nobody watches your fucking channel. You'll never go anywhere." Ah. 1875 or 1975? That is hilarious. That's Devinda, you guys. Shout out to Devinda Vasher. Diver Down says, "You look good for your age." I'm a little bit overweight. I'm probably look a little puffy right now because I haven't been going to the gym, but I tested my knee. I've had a knee injury for a long time. I'm 100% healed now, so you guys keep me accountable. I have no excuse not to be back in the gym. I think June 1st. That sounds like a good target date to. Scarlett, what, babe? Scarlett saying go to yoga first. I probably should. My joints and she's yelling at me from the background. You need to stretch before you do anything. You're gonna break a bone. Yeah. Jay says, quit the booze, Tony. Guys, I only drink when I'm on camera with you. I mean, yeah, I know people like to make fun of me for being an alcoholic. I come out here in the evenings to hang out and have fun with you. I'm not sitting here drinking all day, and I'm not drinking on my days off. So, Scarlett just yelled from the background, Tony hardly ever drinks. Yeah, that is a fact. If you see me get plastered on camera, I mean, that's the one night a week I'm drinking. So, yeah. Cheers. You pick up your cab at 7-Eleven? Oh, come on, man. A little bit of alcohol is good for you, right? I think the studies show a glass, one serving a day is okay, but I don't even do that. I sent Anya a picture, Anya in our Discord. She's like, I'm having a glass of wine right now. And you know that meme where the girl's drinking the one glass, but the glass is like this big? It's just one glass. Yeah. Chico says, I guess I missed a chat from Dark Latin. Did I catch the Foreman movie? I did not. I missed it. I missed that one. I wanted to see it. And by the time I had a day free to go see it, it was already gone. I like George Foreman. And yeah, he's got great girls. I wanted to see his whole life story. The previews looked really good, but I missed that one. I see a lot of movies, but I missed. Someone's talking about Conor McGregor documentary. Is there a Conor McGregor documentary? Who the fuck is that guy? Yeah, how do you pronounce your? Can you like enunciate your name for us? Spell it out. Suck my dick to me. Suck my dick tame. I just call him Suck my because I don't know how to pronounce the second part. Sergeant Beef in the house. What's up, amigo? Hey, is Sergeant Beef in California? What part? Okay, so we're talking about going to Gig Harbor, Washington in August. I know that's a bit of a road trip for you guys, but since I'll be on your side of the country, and that goes for anybody, Pam or Javi, any of you guys that are in California, if you want to make it up to Gig Harbor in August, I'll post the dates, and I want that to be at least a week trip. Go do some sightseeing and maybe go up to Vancouver. and just have a general good time. And if we time it right, we'll all be together for the MOAS in August. All right. I won't know till probably sometime in July because one of some friends of mine from high school, a guy I went to high school with, and his wife, who we also were hanging out in Nashville last year, they live in Gig Harbor. Grandpa Barney lives in Gig Harbor. So that's kind of the reason for going up there, just to see that part of the country. I'm not familiar with that part of the country at all. But my buddy, where I was going with this, my buddy from high school is an ex-Navy pilot, and Scarlett got to meet his wife in Nashville last year, and they hit it off really well. And he is an airline pilot now for a major airline, and he doesn't get his schedule till about 30 days prior. So I don't know what weekend in August we're going to be up there till he gets his schedule. So stay tuned. I'll let y'all know. And that goes for anybody, like anyone who's listening or watches this on replay. I'm not some fly-by-night, faceless, comments off YouTuber. I'm happy to meet you guys. And I've met many people that are coming through Texas, including Karen and Devinda, by the way. At least twice, yeah. We got a lot of trucks for sale here. Ah, okay. A sweetheart deal. Diver Down says, where do I live? I live in Texas. I live on Moscow on the Colorado River, otherwise known as Austin, Texas. But we don't talk politics, so let's not go there. We can talk politics off camera over a beer. I'm happy to talk politics, but try not to do it on YouTube. Yeah, we'll go out and hit the wine country. It's always disappointing, like when Californians come here for a wine tasting. You're going to be disappointed. I'm just going to prep you. But by the second winery, you'll be so drunk that you won't care. Do you know, I was doing a limo tour of the wineries out there in the hill country outside Austin, and they cut me off because I guess I slurred a word. I was like, I'm not even driving. I've got a fucking limo. Oh, but we can't serve you. Like, fuck you. Do you know who I am? I tried that card. Didn't work. Yeah, I've been to Napa and Sonoma on some wine tours. I never had a problem, and we got fucked up. But and I think we were driving on both of those too. In Texas, I've never had a problem, just that one time. I think they're just sick of drunks at the Texas wineries. Honestly. Any excuse to cut somebody off. Devinda says, what do you think about Bud Light, Sleepy Biden, and Kamala? Is it Kamala or Kamala? You already know what I think, Devinda. You already know what I think. You're just trying to set me up. Let me just say this. Someone asked me on Twitter if I'm going to go see if I'm a fan of Robert De Niro, and I blocked him. Read between the lines, motherfuckers. No, he was trying to slide me an insult. Oh, I bet you're a fan of De Niro. Block. Fuck you. Yeah, You know what movie let me just tell another politics. You know what movie I'm not going to see in the next 3 weeks? The Robert De Niro movie. I don't need to say anymore. But we don't do it here on YouTube because they'll shut down your channel if you talk politics. He didn't spell it out yet? Suck my. You got to spell out how to phonetically say your name, please. He says he's been scuba diving for years, though. Did you guys start having a side conversation on scuba diving? I was trained on scuba diving in a pool in Cancun. That's the extent of my scuba diving training. Swimming pool check. All right, good to go. Let's go hit the reef. First grouper I speared looked like a pinfish when who's he talking to? Diver down reefer. Okay. Yeah, I would love to get scuba certified and go do some fantastic scuba trips. Hey, Scarlett, do you want to get scuba certified? Do you want to get certified to scuba dive? Oh, she said yes. Because we should go do that and then go plan a scuba trip. All right. She's not always on board for the crazy shit I propose. Would you go get skydiving certified? Yeah, she said no to that one. Would you bungee jump? She said no. I've jumped out of a plane 3 times, but I'm scared to bungee jump. Go figure. At least like if you jump out of a plane and break a leg or die, at least you had a good 5 minutes entertainment. If you bungee jump and die, that's like 3 seconds. That's not worth it for me. The risk reward is not stacking up. Holy fuck, man. I tell you, the next bungee jump I'm going to do, Devinda, is off of the last 2 trips I did to Vegas. I said, if I make $10,000, I'm going to go to the stratosphere and ride every ride, including the bungee jump off the stratosphere. But I was denied my $10,000 goal, and I stick to my goals. So the next Vegas trip that I make 10,000, I'm going to go fucking jump off the stratosphere. That will be my first. I don't know if you could call it a legit bungee jump, but it's about as close as I'm going to get, I guess. It's more like a cable ride down with the rope attached to your back, but I have been skydiving 3 times, and then I took the certification class to solo jump, and then I chickened out. Or my group of skydivers, my friends, everybody chickened out. It was a group chicken. I would love to do a tandem jump. I'm not scared to do that. I mean, like in the same plane, dumbass. Have you ever been skydiving? Have you ever been skydiving? She went with you? Oh, Lord. I would have been worried about the chute being rigged or the harness. You're a brave man. My first skydiving trip, I had to do a second one because it was such an adrenaline rush that I didn't even really know what the fuck was going on. The second and third one, I was more relaxed and I could take it all in and enjoy it. The first one is just like, what the fuck? Your body and your mind don't even know what the hell's going on. The adrenaline is still there on the subsequent jumps, but at least you can process it. Carl says, do you want to ride on Virgin Galactic into the edge of space? I would do that. Yes. Sufyan says, how likely can you make 10K in Vegas? I mean, it's not likely, Sufyan, but on the craps table, I've had several trips where I've started with 1,000 and made over 10,000. I could be there for 4 days, Sufyan, and I will make that whole 10,000 in 1 hour of that trip. It's just luck. A lot of times I go there with 1,000. My food and hotel are free, so my $1,000 is just, that's my entertainment budget. I paid for my airfare, but everything else is free while I'm there. $1,000. Look, if I was going to go to the Bahamas or Puerto Rico or Cancun, I'm going to spend 1,000 minimum on food, drinks, and hotel. Food, drinks, and hotel are free in Vegas, so I'll spend money on gambling. If I lose it, no big deal. That was a vacation where everything else was paid for. And if I win, whether I win 1,000 or 10,000, that money goes in my little secret safe for the next trip. That's my gambling pot for the next trip. Number of times I've done that in 20 years, maybe 3. Oh no, she knows about it. I think she knows that I have a secret stash. She doesn't know where it is. I probably should. What? What'd you say, babe? Do you know where my secret stash of cash is? Yeah. She said, cash? What is that? Yeah. No? She said yes, she knows where it is. Yeah. I just realized I had you guys on mute. Motherfucker, why didn't y'all tell me you couldn't hear them? I had
So
them
they
on,
didn't hear anything.
I had them on mute since Dan was outside with the buffalo wings.
I'm cutting those trees down this weekend.
Ben Shotgun Gaming says, if you do one bungee jump in your life, go to Switzerland and do that James Bond bungee jump. You know what one looks cool to me? Is that one, you know, I don't know where it is, but that stone arch where the people jump out and they swing around and then underneath that thing. And I think someone died there because the bungee rope was too long. But I've seen a few crazy ones that if I'm going to do a bungee jump, it's going to be extreme. I don't know what the James Bond one is in Switzerland, but if I do
the one on the dam, the big dam.
I'm not going to do one. Let's put it this way. I'm not going to go to a carnival and have a crane hoist me up 200 feet. I'm going to fucking do No. I want to do some death-defying thing that's going to make me shit my pants.
No, the James Bond one is the dam from GoldenEye. I don't know if you ever seen the film.
Do you get to dip your hair in the water at the bottom?
No.
Ah. Yeah. All right. I'll add that to the list. Suckmy says, last time I went to a casino, I waited until the dealer beat the table 5 hands in a row. Are you playing blackjack? Jumped in, put 300 in circle, got hand of 20. Oh yeah, he's playing blackjack. Yeah, I used, when I started going to Vegas, I played blackjack. My wife is a poker shark. I'm not good at poker, but really where I excel is playing craps. I've learned how to pace myself to not lose money, and then just it's a patience game. And y'all know I'm good at being patient. You just got to be at the table till somebody is hot, and that might be days. Might be days.
Talk about patience, though. Has Suck My Dick told me what his name means and how it means?
No. He says he does say that the best odds is Baccarat. I've looked at the rules of Baccarat, but I don't really know how to play it. Carl J says he'd rather have a drink on James Bond Island in the Philippines. Yeah, sounds good to me for him. Speaking of Vegas, where the fuck is Steven tonight?
Right?
I think he's at the cinema.
I talked to him earlier today. He didn't mention going to a movie. Sergeant Beef says I'd rather be on Ibiza having a drink. We're going to Ibiza.
I think still on Ibiza.
Dan, you probably know all about Ibiza and
I do. Ibiza, yeah.
What's the other island down there that everybody goes
Mallorca?
to? Yeah, Mallorca.
Or...
I had a girlfriend in the UK back in the day, and she was always wanting to try and plan a trip to Ibiza or Mallorca, and I never made it to either one.
Or Menorca, that's the other one.
But I think before I go to Ibiza or Mallorca, I'm probably going to go to the Greek islands or the Greek coast.
Go to Benidorm.
Go to where? Benadryl.
Benidorm.
I don't even know what that is. Tell me.
Benidorm. It's all high-rise skyscrapers, hotels.
What country is that?
That's Spain.
How do you spell it?
It's in Algarve. Not Algarve. It's Alicante.
B-E what?
Benny Dorm.
Benidorm. I've never heard of that town. Oh, Benidorm. Okay. I've been to Spain. I've been all over Spain, but I have never heard of Benidorm.
Yeah, Alicante. It's near Alicante.
All right.
That is party place.
Party
that
city.
Is where you. Yeah, well, it's not a city. It's just kind of like a resort.
It looks like the closest I got to there, Dan, was Madrid or Granada, and that's not even close at all.
No. It's on the south coast.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm going to Portugal to the Algarve.
What is the for us Americans, Dan?
Yeah.
What is the time of year to go to Ibiza where the weather is still nice enough, but you're not like crushed by tourists from other parts of Europe?
Does
that exist?
Now, yeah. Apparently, a lot of the resorts in like Lanzarote and the Canary Islands and all these Spanish resorts, they're cutting down on tourism, and they want like a higher clientele to go to their resorts. So I would look at going around now, like May time, before like the school holidays. So if you can sort of like book outside of the school holidays, you'll get a cheaper deal and avoid all the kids and the tourists. So from May, June, mid-July is the best time to go.
Dan, you're not from West Africa or South Africa? You're from England?
I'm from England, yeah. Why? Why do I sound with an accent?
I don't. You guys got those weird accents. I mean, figure from South Africa. Everybody I've ever met.
No, I'm not. I'm not Admirum's financial advisor.
He's the one that I've been chatting with in the keto Discord. Like we trade all the recipes.
Keto. Oh, that's Dan.
That's Dan.
Oh,
that's me.
Keto,
that's me.
Keto
That's
on,
me.
My friend. Keto on. Yeah. That's funny.
No, we got strange accents over in the UK.
You guys do, but you'll tell me I got the strange accent.
No, you sound American.
Sergeant B says, I thought Dan was Mexican. What the fuck, B? Oh, Lord. Hey, guys, someone on Twitter he's been a former guest on this channel, Stock Retail. Hopefully he stops in and says hello. He said there's no way that AMC is going to go bankrupt, and I'm going to call out anybody who says that is going to go bankrupt. And I wrote him back on Twitter because, I'm not afraid to share my opinion with anybody. I said, the company's telling you that they are risking bankruptcy, and you should pay attention to that. You should always pay attention to what's in the 10Qs or the board meeting minutes. And he wrote me back. He said, what is your alias? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, alias. I publish my financial models on YouTube. I saw his financial models for the last quarter. He was predicting a profit for the last quarter, if I'm not mistaken, for Q1. So he's like way overestimating things. And I nailed it to the exact dollar, what the earnings was for Q1. So forgive me, friend.
Bragging about that.
Forgive me, friend, if I tell you that AMC is at risk for bankruptcy. You can talk about your degrees all you want, but I'm not an idiot, and I have degrees too. And one of us got the earnings for last quarter correct. And I love you, and you're welcome to come on the channel. He has videos out. He has videos out forecasting earnings just like I do. He was way off. And no disrespect to him, but he's a little bit too optimistic. And I'm keeping it as real as I fucking can. And I'm just commenting on that because when somebody who's for AMC, like I am, is accusing me of being an alias for something, I don't even know what the fuck that means. That's what I say. I'm hated by all sides. When you talk facts, nobody likes you.
You suck.
You suck, Denaro. You're a shill. You're either paid by Adam Aaron or you're paid by a hedge fund. We can't decide, but fuck you. Hey, Tony. Fuck you, Tony. Fuck you, Ezekiel.
I'm just a stalker.
Right?
Oh, Lordy. Anyway, Stock Retail, if you ever want to come on and let's compare the sides of our financial models. Now that sounded bad. Let's compare results. You know what I mean? He just answered me. Tony, you're not going to be the only one who underestimated my ability to see through things. Okay. I hope he's right. I hope I'm wrong. Why are people who are for the company arguing with me when I'm for the company also?
That's called a troll.
No, he's for AMC. He's just like a little bit too bullish. He can't even admit he got Q1 widely wrong. And he's trying to make predictions about Q3 and Q4 now. Come on, man.
Looking for clicks.
I guess.
Or attention. This is attention whore.
Don't know. Every quarter that goes by, my model gets more accurate. That's all I know.
I'm craving chicken wings. That's all I know.
Diver Down says everyone has their own opinions. Yeah, they do, and I celebrate people having their own opinions. But when they jump to what's your alias, or like trying to clown you or smear you instead of like having an adult discussion, that's when I lose respect. Like, show me your model. Like, show me why, if there's no equity raise, how the company's going to be okay. Like, have an adult discussion. But when either side, whether you're a bull or a bear, if your only answer is to insult, I automatically lose respect.
My oldest was 18 for like 3 weeks before he decided he didn't like being an adult. So I
still don't like being an adult.
I don't either.
Adulting sucks.
It does.
We're all going to be wrong at some time on some things, including me, right? I famously got wrong buying ape at $6, $4. But I own up to my mistakes. I'm not ashamed to admit them.
That's how you grow.
That is how you learn, right? You recognize your mistakes, you internalize them, and you vow not to make them again.
Even if you're like genuinely a victim in a situation, there's something you can.
What, Scarlett? Scarlett says, are you sure you admit your mistakes? You know, if I make a mistake, babe, it's just you've never seen me make a mistake.
It all the time.
You also grow when you watch porn.
God. Juicy got you crazy. What's up, amigo? Juicy in the house. Angelina, hello. Angelina says, what are your alts? I don't have any alt account on Twitter. I'm not talking to you anymore. What are your alts? Not where. She said, did you say where are your balls? No. What are your alts? Scarlett is legally deaf, so don't blame her for mishearing.
Unless Scarlett gets on camera, then this thread never happened.
Yeah, but we've met Scarlett in person.
I know. She's a sweetie.
No, once.
Sweetheart.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, a few of y'all have met Scarlett in person. Sergeant Beef says, Scarlett has never seen me make mistakes. Oh, yeah, she's seen me make mistakes.
I've probably seen it more than we have.
She's a wife. She's seen it.
A lot of times she thinks I make a mistake, but that's just her opinion.
You know, my grandfather always told me, you can be right or you can be happy.
I've heard that before. A long time ago, Davinda. This is a story I haven't shared with too many people. But I was dating a girl, and she was, very opinionated. And we were driving down I-35 in Austin, and the exit said MLK, and then underneath that it said 15th Street. And she said, take the MLK 15th Street exit. And I said, okay, well, which road are we going to go on? She said, they're the same thing. I said, no, they're not. There's MLK, and then there's 15th Street, 3 blocks down. She's like, do you want to be wrong, or do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? I was like, oh, okay.
And we see how that ended.
Yeah, you're with Scarlett now.
Yeah. Scarlett said, no, you should come on Livestream and tell them all the reasons I've broke up with women in the past that are funny.
Do it. Do it.
She knows most of the stories. She laughs at the reasons I break up with people. I have a very, my critical list is very, what's the funniest one that I've ever told you?
Come on, Cameron, give us that one funniest one.
Yeah, yes, it was her eating habits. She was allergic to too many foods. Broke up. I was like, I can't deal with this. I can't go out to dinner with this chick. Too much, too high maintenance. No disrespect to people that have allergies, but if you can't go out to a normal restaurant and eat anything on the menu, You got a lot of non-perfect things. True, that's true, babe. But I love you anyways. You know, you have a lot of redeeming qualities that overweigh the negatives. And I knew what I was getting into with a redhead. So, with a redhead,
Redheads are dangerous.
They're fun.
That's blondes. Ow! Gray hair.
Carlos Guzman, saludos amigo, ¿cómo estás?
Oh.
Juicy says he still has not got any damn postcard, motherfucker.
I haven't.
70
As is 70% of us.
The cats are out of wet food, babe.
Our cats say the same things. We're out of wet food.
Wet.
She said, did you feed them their wet food? No, they had dry food and they were happy, but
our cats are never happy with the dry food. They're like, they yell at me.
Angelina says, Carl J never listens to me, drives me nuts. Is Carl J your husband or boyfriend, Angelina?
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
Or are y'all just like chat buddies?
We got another couple sitting next to each other.
There are several couples in the chat. I mean, from time to time. I don't know if y'all know all of them, but I did not know about Angelina and Carl J.
Oh.
I know Angelina has some redhead kids, too.
It's going to get real.
Mm-hmm. Devinda and I actually literally sit next to each other on the sofa, each with our own laptop.
Plus the TV's on.
It's fun.
Who?
What with our libations?
Lots of libations.
7 o'clock. No. Angelina says, no, you misread that. Okay.
Oh, we're just starting rumors. Let's run with the rumors. Let's just run with it.
The way Angelina was complaining, I think she likes Carl J. What do y'all think? You never listen to me, Carl.
I'm down with that.
Let's just go with it. It gets clicks.
Hopefully Angelina doesn't have us on speaker with her husband listening to him. We're just kidding, hubby. We're just kidding.
You could be the Swinger AMC channel. That'll be a new twist.
No way.
Excuse me?
Just threw off the Englishman.
I know what it means.
Carlos Guzman, ¿de dónde eres? ¿Dónde en México?
So, Angelina, what you're basically saying is we can find you a husband with Carl. We're just going to fix you up.
Yeah.
Got it. All
apparently,
right,
this is matchmaker.com right now.
Monterrey. I see.
Angelina's mine.
See, Angelina and Carl are not married, so we're
unattached.
good.
Unattached. Oh, this is... And then we got Suck My Dick just came on. This is kind of spicy. He's talking. He has some sort of conversation going on there. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Sergeant Beef. So you're saying there's a chance?
You're saying there's a chance.
I understand that reference.
I have to stop drinking. Hold on.
Why?
All right, I started again.
Do I want what? Do I want to watch Dynasty reboot with you? Not really, but we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon. What time is it, guys?
Oh, come on.
It's 10:30 in California.
We got 3 more shots to do.
I still have a half a glass of wine. He's only got 65 likes.
Give me, babe, give me 18 minutes so we can make it 2.5 hours.
Okay, so if we get 70 likes, then Tony will do one more shot and we'll do a shot with him.
I don't really care. She's really into the Dynasty reboot. It's just, I never watched the first Dynasty, babe. I watched Dallas. I don't really like drama, interpersonal family drama. I watched the original Dallas show, but like shows that are like Dynasty, where it's all like family fighting with each other, it's not really interesting to me. It's annoying.
What is the back?
Anybody watching Dynasty, ladies?
No.
Oh, Dynasty.
So poor the my is like he's trying messages, but he keeps getting deleted because of his name.
He's still. Hey, can you hear me? Suck my.
Who?
I can hear you.
Please spell out your name.
Yeah, like what's it mean?
Phonetically. Help us. Help you.
I understand that reference.
I don't.
I do.
I haven't had enough scotch.
For Carlos, I want to say to Carlos, I have been to Monterrey one time. Right, and what do I remember about Monterrey? I remember going to someone's very tiny house and having nopales for breakfast. That's about all I remember. Andrew says, Tony Denaro, dating and divorce advice. Yeah, I got that aplenty if you need it.
What are we trying to say?
She said, Tony Denaro, what? Tony Denaro, dating and divorce advice. I'd be a pretty good dating coach, wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
I'm from Texas.
Karen, I know you know because you've seen me talking about it in the Discord. I want to see what Scarlett says.
I still think Kurt has got the best dating advice.
Wait, she said, I think you would be a good dating coach, but what? Oh, but we need our own dating coach because Tony is too one-sided. Yeah, well, deal with it. I live the same life as I do on camera. And nothing changes, guys. Hey, you can't be side talking. You're gonna side talk, you need to come on camera.
Yeah, on camera. On camera. On camera. Okay, I got nothing.
She can't hear you, Davinda, because I got the earbuds in.
Yeah,
but we want to get you on camera on the weekend, babe. Maybe this weekend, 3-day weekend.
Duca tamale.
Will I pay
Is
you?
That Spanish for suck my dick?
She's asking me to pay her to come on camera. Hell no.
Tell Scarlett she's got an English fan.
That'll do it.
That is true.
That'll do it.
I will. I'll pay for you to go get your lashes done. How about that? Huh?
Just say there's an Englishman.
That's going to be
online.
a lot. Yeah, but whatever it costs, I'll pay for you to get your lashes done. You do your own makeup and hair, and then you come on live stream for at least 2 hours. This weekend.
She looks just without that. Who needs that? You have to tell her I said that.
What did you say?
She looked just without that.
She's very beautiful without makeup, yes, but she doesn't like being on camera, so I'm trying to bribe her. She does not wear fake eyelashes, but she likes the way it looks, so I'm trying to bribe her with something that I know she likes.
Her with retail therapy. Retail therapy.
K-Rocks Media Channel in the house. What's up, K-Rocks?
Yup.
Angelina, thank you for tuning in. Go take that medicine, Angelina, and take a shot for me after you down it. A shot makes the medicine A spoonful of tequila helps the medicine go down. Never forget that. I learned that in childhood off of some musical. I forget what it was called. Spoonful of tequila makes the medicine go down. Sergeant Beef says Scarlett looks great no matter what. Just get her on cam. I can tell her that till the cows come home, Sergeant Beef, but it's just her reluctance to be on camera, period. She doesn't like being the center of attention. I told her, just sit here and look pretty. You don't even have to say anything.
Think of it this way. If you get her on camera, you're at 69 likes right now. You'll be at the 80 likes that we need you at to have another shot before you get off camera.
You ain't doing that shit to me again, man. I had to delete that live stream.
You're welcome.
No. Motherfuckers. I don't even I didn't even make it to the bedroom that night, Devinda.
That was a good night.
Scarlett had to come help me to the bedroom. I don't even know what happened that night. I didn't drink an obscene amount, right? Did I? It was like 3 shots plus what did I have? 3 shots plus 2 beers?
Yeah, you had more than that.
It was because I didn't eat.
That poor skull shot glass got abused.
Yeah, I will never do that again. That was horrible. I didn't throw up. But I don't like getting to the point where I can't remember what happened. I don't remember what happened after we turned off the camera.
Well, good that you did it. We kind of figured that was going to happen.
Chico says, I'd like to hear about the accident. Did Tony push you down the stairs? Hey, Scarlett, did I push you down the stairs? No. I was in the bedroom when she fell down the stairs. She doesn't even remember what happened other than she said she remembers losing her balance and she couldn't catch the handrail, and that's all she remembers. She said, she's saying, I remember trying to catch my balance. All I heard was a thud. She went upstairs to get her keys to go to H-E-B and buy her rabbit some lettuce. We were watching TV, and then I hear a boom, and I thought she dropped something upstairs. But then I didn't hear any footsteps. So I immediately, Spidey sense came out to go check. And she was at the bottom of the stairs with blood coming out of the back of her head. Not a good night. I'm trying to forget that night, Chico. It's like one of the most traumatic sights you could ever see. Your spouse unconscious on a tile floor, knowing they fell down the stairs and blood pouring out of their head, and you can't wake them up. She didn't wake up until EMS got here. But thank you for bringing it all back. It's fine. She's doing fine now. Suck My says, did Lou move? I do not hear siren. I think he's in Dominican right now. Suck My. Davinda says, I'm getting goose pimples thinking about that night. Yeah, I'm serious. Like, if I could meet the Men in Black and they could just erase my brain of hearing that noise and seeing her, that would be fine with me. And not being there to save her, like not being there to catch. It's a very helpless feeling.
Scoot over.
You scoot over.
You scoot over. Get the fuck off me, you fungus.
Someone is snoring. Dan, did you fall asleep, Dan? Dan's in the UK.
I'm still here.
He's still... I'm still here.
I'm still here. I'm hanging on.
I'm not dead yet.
Bring out the dead.
Bring out your dead. Dan, I know you know what movie that's from. I'll let people drop it in the chat if you know what movie that's from. But Dan, that reminds me, I was going to ask you, do you know who sings the song "We're Going to Ibiza" without Googling it?
Yes.
All right. You know, does anybody in the chat know that song? It was very popular in Europe. Dan, the year that I was in Europe, I was in Scotland. I was in Edinburgh. They were playing the heck out of that song.
Edinburgh. It's Edinburgh. It's not Edinburgh.
I was in Edinburgh. And I heard that song, and then like 5 months later, it hit the U.S., Dan.
Yeah. Whoa, we're going to Ibiza.
Yeah.
Doodle-doodle-doodle.
Andrew says, "Life of Brian." Is that correct, Dan?
Bring out your dead. Nope. No, it's not.
It's not The Stand, Carl J. It is a Monty Python movie. I don't think it was Life of Brian for some reason.
It wasn't.
Holy Grail. It was the Holy Grail, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Now, did you say who sings "We're Going to Ibiza"? You didn't say, right?
No, I haven't said it.
I'm waiting for the chat. Don't fucking Google it, but if you know it, tell us. Who's our 80s music fans? Our 80s Euro pop music fans. What else did they sing? We're going to Ibiza. They had like five.
Party.
We like to party. We like to party. They had like 5 hits that summer, Dan. Euro disco. I called it Euro pop. I don't know what the fuck you call it.
Yeah.
I heard it. The first time I heard it was in a club in Edinburgh.
And we're going to Ibiza. Woo.
What's his name?
Suck My says, Bread is a band that everyone knows all their songs, but no one can name the band when asked. I bet that is correct. Davinda says, snoring like my first experience watching Tony's first few videos. I'm slowly deleting those first few, Davinda. They were horrible. Watch them while you have a chance. What a fucking snooze fest.
Davinda is a brat. Literally,
but he's also brutally honest, which I appreciate about him.
He's a brat, though.
Even I can admit those were horrible. I showed them to my son, Davinda. My son, he's a sophomore in college now, just graduated his sophomore year. But when I started 2 years ago, I showed him, I was like, hey, I'm going to try and do YouTube for finance, I have 2 other YouTube channels, by the way. My highest video has about 750,000 views on it on one of the other channels. But I don't even pay attention to them anymore because I'm here with you guys all the time. I showed him those first few videos of this channel. He's like, Dad, no, you need to up the energy, Dad. I was like,
I'm
okay.
sure that was Terry's first feedback the first time we met.
It's honest.
I was looking to get away from the,
Matt and Trey.
Well, Trey initially. Matt was kind of the trash TV addiction, and then about that time I was finding you at the same time, and I'm like, well, he's all about facts. This sucks.
He's all about facts, but his delivery sucks.
Yeah.
I'm slowly trying to amp it up, Dan. It's like, Davinda, it's a 2-year process. I try and get better every time. Jay Lee says, what other stocks do people in this group own longer term? Drop them in the chat, guys. I know a lot of y'all are blue chip fans like me. SoFi's losing money, guys. We want to hold a basket of stocks that have profits. Okay? That's what this channel is about. We love to gamble. We love the short squeeze plays and the gambling plays, but you don't want your portfolio to mostly be that. Maybe for me, like 10, 20% gambling plays. Anything that's losing money, you're speculating. You're gambling on the future, and you should expect to lose that money.
Yeah.
Tesla, I like. Costco, I like. Home Depot, I like.
Yeah, Toys R Us is bankrupt, so
Yeah, that was
gonna come
Devindo's
back.
joking.
Devindo's a brat. He's a bigger brat than I am.
Physically.
You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, Tony, you're never going to have anything to talk about after AMC." Surprise, motherfuckers! We got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about good stocks. You guys want to know about AMC, so that's what we get stuck talking about. But there's so much fucking more to talk about, like real investments.
Stock market to talk, like to invest in once AMC's done. That's like ridiculous.
I can't wait till AMC's done.
There's so much fucking more to talk about. Education, learning to read financials, how to do DD, why investing in profitable companies should be what you're focusing on. Everybody wants the get rich tomorrow play, but that's like going to the roulette table and betting on black or red. Mullen all the way.
But see, that's why I'm in this community, because I'm learning more being in this community than I was before. The
best thing for me in this community, because I did not typically invest in short squeeze plays, is learning the psychology of retail and how they lie to themselves. And how they fall prey to the clickbait. It's like a siren song. And
I resemble that comment.
It's unfortunate, but we need to collectively get better as retail traders to see through that bullshit.
That's kind of a general problem. People getting in that mindset of wanting to hear what they, that confirmation bias.
I mentioned that, Karen, I was talking to you and the folks in the Discord the other day about the meeting I had with my friend and my client, who's the COO of a virtual health company, a profitable one, because they're B2B, not consumer based like 1-800-telehealth. That's a money losing bitch. But I was talking to him about the problem with retail. Like they want to believe in the clickbait, and they only look for confirmation bias. And you know what he said to me, Karen? I haven't shared this with y'all yet. He said, Tony, but everybody is like that with every aspect of their life, including politics, relationships, everything. You only want to hear you only want to hear that which confirms what you think. And that is a big problem in society.
It's actually about 2/3 of society.
But when it comes to your money, you have to fucking question everything. Don't take what these motherfuckers say as gospel.
If people research the Stanley Milgrams of the 1960s, they were curious about how people blindly followed. No, I've had too much wine. Yeah, I have. Anyway, just that the whole blind obedience is what they were researching. But basically, anybody in a lab coat, 2/3 of the people would just blindly do what they were told to do instead of thinking for themselves.
Medical, that's another great example. Medical, political, relationships. But guys, when it comes to your money, if you're listening to people who are only telling you what you want to hear, you're going to lose your ass. Because most of these people can't fucking finance their way out of a paper bag. They're feeding you a bunch of bullshit. Steven's in the house, just another 8, turning up. Where you been? Steven?
Okay, hold on. Suck my dick is tame the ark. He answered finally. He said, "Tame the ark."
He actually answered earlier too.
Tame the ark.
What does tame the ark mean?
Okay.
Steven, we're in the poker room if you want to come in and share some thoughts. Steven's, for a younger gent, pretty brutally honest. Oh, Scarlett says my time is up. Let me check the clock. Oh, fuck. All right, Steven, you missed the party.
What?
He says, I've been under the sea. Little Mermaid. What did you think? Real quick, Steven. Little Mermaid.
Crap.
Rate it on 1 to 10.
Crap.
You don't know that yet.
-6.
What the fuck are you talking about? -6.
-6. Why'd they make the mermaid black?
You're cracking Scarlett up. Can you hear her laughing?
Whoa.
Hey, babe, do you want to go see Little Mermaid this weekend?
Oh.
All right. That was Devinda.
Yeah.
You can just discount what Devinda's saying. I want to hear what Steven says. She said, I don't want to see it if it's a -6. Steven, give us a rating. Honest. $17.96 says, Tony, who wears the pants in the house? Tony Denaro wears the pants in the house, but I still respect my wife. Carl J says, because it is the best moneymaker now. I don't know what. No, Mr. Patriot, 1796 Patriot. Who wears the pants in the house? She's like shaking her head. Why would you even ask that question? You know it's Tony. Yeah, she's quiet now. But I still love you, babe. I still respect you. Steven's being awfully quiet. He doesn't want to give us a rating on Little Mermaid.
Right? I want to see the rating from somebody who's actually seen it, not somebody who is just seen the trailers.
It's stupid. She's black. There's no reason to make her black. Why would they do that?
Oh, come on. Look, what I said earlier is if you're Disney and you've got a layup like doing an easy Little Mermaid remake, and you could have made $1 billion easy, right? It's a layup. It's a no-brainer. But they said, you know what? We're going to push the envelope and push the woke agenda. I think they've put themselves at risk with a certain percentage of the population. And I'm going to say, I have no problem. I have zero problem with the Little Mermaid being black. I don't care. If the movie's good, I don't care. But it is disappointing to me that part of America cares because it affects my bottom line. That's what I'm worried about. Not what I think, not what y'all think. What people who are going to critique it over that think. That bothers me. Like, why take that chance? Why take that chance, Disney?
People do that all the time.
I hope it does well. I hope it's a beautiful, fantastic movie. Steven. Wait. I see Hallie in the chat. What's up, Hallie?
Not much. I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. Yeah, it's a little bit low. Steven's in the chat. Steven, real quick before Scarlett. Look, I wear the pants. I wear the pants in the family, but I did agree to a timeline, and I'm past the timeline, and I am a man of my word.
Come on, Steven.
Steven, really quick. Tell us about Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid was really good. I would say 7.5.
Oh, that's not what I want to hear, Steven. Why? Why not 9?
Well, my girlfriend loved it. Okay, it's a great family film to pass the time. Obviously, if you're taking the family, it's a great film. It's not woke. I know a lot of people going into this movie were thinking that there was a lot of politics. This is actually not woke at all. It was good acting.
By woke, I mean the only thing I mean by woke was their decision on race.
It was good, Tony.
And I don't care about that. I don't care about that. But some people will, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think those people kind of jumped the gun. The Ariel, I believe her name is Haley Bailey.
Yeah.
She did very good. Very good as Ariel.
So why 7.5 then?
Okay, this is the movie critic in me. You know, some of the dialogue was a little shaky.
But wasn't it the same as the cartoon? I got no problem with the cartoon dialogue. Did they change
No, it wasn't
from
the same. Yeah, the songs were the same, you know, like Under the Sea and some of the famous songs. But just the dialogue between each other was a little cringy at times. But it was good for what it is, you know. I think it's very hard to adapt a story like Little Mermaid to live action. So for what it was, I would say definitely go see it.
I do not want a yogurt. Thank you though. I'm drinking Kentucky bourbon here. I can't have yogurt after that.
You should go see it, Tony. Bring Scarlett. And Karen,
right, Scarlett. Steven says 7.5 out of 10. Will you go see Little Mermaid this weekend? Do you want to go see it?
My girlfriend gave it a 9.
He says his girlfriend gave it a 9.
Yeah. So.
All right. She says yes.
Okay. How's the stream going?
What?
How's the stream going tonight? I know I joined late.
Steven,
no, you
Steven,
didn't.
she said, is there any Viking movies out yet?
Oh my goodness.
We're big fans of the Viking series.
So normal people did not see it.
Yeah, I would rather watch Vikings on Netflix than Dynasty Reboot. Snooze Fest Dynasty.
So Tony, can I chirp in here for a minute, because I know why Steven really joined.
Yeah, what you got,
Discord
Helen?
chat. You know, he saw that I popped in and he wanted to come in and gloat because all year I said Vegas would not come out of the West.
Oh yeah, you're dead wrong on that, bud.
Yeah, I was waiting for it, Steven. It's all good, buddy.
I was ready to slam dunk on you, Haley.
What is that about? Vegas would not come out of the West. What are you talking about?
I gave a prediction that the Vegas Golden Knights were going to win it all, and they're going to win the West.
Okay.
And they're about 3 games away from winning in hockey.
No, they're 1 game. Dallas is done. They're actually, Vegas is putting out your hometown team, Tony.
I don't watch hockey.
It's
We're
all but
talking
over.
hockey, right? We're talking hockey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We need to get you into hockey, man.
You know,
it's just it's a fun sport. You want to talk about a flawed company with bad financials. Look at the NHL, but it's a great product. It's a good game to watch.
Of all the sports that I watch, which are not many, I'll watch any sport live. I would go to a live hockey game, no problem. And
I love it.
I'll watch any sport like the World Series, the Super Bowl. But if I'm going to watch anything, it's either going to be boxing or MMA. Hockey, I just don't have time for it.
What about the slap fighting, Tony?
Slap fighting is interesting on YouTube. I don't know if I could get into, I would not pay money to go to a slap fest. No. Sorry, Dana.
Davinda and his daughter and I all went to a hockey.
Although it was fun watching it with you guys live the other night, Steven, and trying to guess who was going to get knocked the fuck out.
So, in other words, Steven, I bow to your sports wisdom. You won this year, sir.
That.
All right, ladies and gents, we got 3 minutes. 3 minutes, Scarlett, till 1 a.m. and then I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes, and then we're calling it. She's like, you're already 15 minutes overdue. Keep on eat your yogurt for 3 more minutes. Go find us something to watch.
What's your topic tonight, Tony?
We're just hanging out, Steven. There's no topic tonight.
Oh, okay.
I had the poker game ready to go. 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 I had the but nobody wanted to play. They just wanted to come in the chat and talk, which is fine. It's Friday, 3-day weekend. I did not really want to talk about stocks tonight. I just wanted to have a cigar, hang out with you guys, have some fun. Mission accomplished. Thank you. Thank you to everybody.
Boom.
And, I'm sorry it took me so long to get on live tonight, but I really needed to get that caramel corn recipe out. Dan, we hear you snoring. Dan, wake up.
Well, it's like what, 5 a.m.?
Yeah,
6
it's
a.m.
like 7 a.m. where Dan's at.
It's Sunday where Dan's at.
It's Saturday where Dan's at. Dan, call it a night, friend.
Go sleep.
I'm trying to.
We're keeping him awake.
Andrew says Steven, Tony's dating advice. I think Steven has his dating situation under control.
He does.
Yeah, Karen knows. We met.
She's an absolute cutie.
I do have people in Discord that ask me for dating advice, and I'll give it to you brutally. But most of y'all aren't going to like it. It's very Andrew Tate.
I'm gay.
You're not. I can attest to that. Yeah.
What? I'll try anything once.
No, you won't.
Huh?
No, you won't.
Sergeant Beef wants to play poker right now. Dang, he's like up late.
Well, I can leave the live stream and the Discord up, and y'all can play poker and keep on chatting all night.
No, not y'all. It's we all.
No, it's y'all. All y'all.
All y'all.
Yeah, in Texas we have y'all, and if it's plural, we have all y'all.
Yeah, if it's 3 or more, it's all y'all. If it's 2, it's y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm in Canada, and I know that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See?
Hey.
Why are you in Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Canada?
That's where I was born. That was where I was born, unfortunately, you know.
I had no idea you were a Canuck.
Hallie, you're in eastern part of Canada?
Yeah, just north of Toronto.
Toronto, okay. Because we're planning like maybe a Vancouver side trip in August, but that's a long way away from you.
I can give you some good restaurants to go to out in Vancouver, sir.
All right, I'll touch base.
Yeah, there's a great couple steak places I know that you'll really like.
You had me at steak.
Are they steak or moose?
No, they're steak.
Okay.
Or elk.
Oh, I love me some.
You get bison. Actually, you can't get bison out there.
Who?
Because you're close to Alberta. You're close to Alberta.
Bison's good.
Yep.
Sergeant Beef says, "Give us the names now, Hallie."
All right. I can do that. All right. So if you want, you like oysters, Tony?
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I do.
All right. So what place should you have to go to?
Hang on. Let me mute Dan here.
We love you, Dan.
I gotta get out of this poker screen.
Here, hold on.
Mute. My timer's going off.
Scarlett, just 15 more.
All right, Dan's muted. Go ahead, Hallie.
All right. So a great experience, and this is like a totally off the wall joint. It's called Rodney's Oyster Bar, right? And literally you go in there and the waitresses or waiters, they'll talk to you like what the hell do you want kind of thing. So it's a funny story. I took a buddy of mine out there. We were traveling together, and so I said, let's go out here. He's never had oysters, so he had the oyster Oscar. I don't know if you ever seen that. It's the pureed oyster inside the deep fry.
Yep.
And Ari has never had this, so he tried it and he liked it. And they looked inside and he's like, I liked it till I saw the inside of it. And then the waiter literally, he had 4 sticks on his plate. The waiter walks up and he's like, is something wrong with your dinner? He goes, no, it's all right. So the waiter just grabs one of the sticks and just takes a bite. He says, it tastes fine to me. I mean, I don't know why I like it. But it's a cool kind of fun night out. And then if you want a really good steak place, it's Joe Forte's. In downtown Vancouver. And you got to make sure if you're going there in the nice months, you can reserve the rooftop tables, which is awesome. And 50-50 chance you'll see a Vancouver Canuck hockey player there because usually all the hockey players go there. So it's really high end, but the food is amazing.
Joe what?
Fortes. Fortes.
Joe Forte. Okay.
Yeah, those are definitely two. And I got a couple hotel recommend. I got actually one hotel that's really good if you're staying there is Residence Inn on Hornby is where I used to stay. You can get like a whole kind of apartment with a balcony overlooking the bay.
I was trying to see if Alexandra in the chat is my friend Alex, but I don't think that's her.
That's my Alex, Tony.
Oh, that's your Alex. Okay. What's up, Alex? Yeah, y'all have the same name. And both blonde highlights.
That's my type.
So when is this trip, Tony?
In August, but I don't know which week because my friend that I'm going to visit up in Gig Harbor is a pilot for a major airline, and he gets his schedule like 30 days in advance. So
yeah, make sure you get down to Burnaby when you're there too, because the beaches that time of year are really nice.
All right. I know nothing about that part of the country, so this is all going to be new to me.
That's awesome. You'll have a fun time. It's really a good time.
Looks like, Tony, Mermaid's going to do 125 million over the weekend, which is pretty good. For Memorial Day, that's good.
I need $1 billion between Mermaid and what was the other one we said? Flash. I need $1 billion.
You got Spider-Man. You forget about
Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's going to do better than Flash, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch Spider-Man first one this weekend. I just have no basis to make any assessment on it because I didn't watch the first one.
First one was good. I watched it with my son. It was really good.
Hopefully Transformers pulls through too.
I honestly, Tony, have not been looking at stocks or anything. Summer's here and I just glance at my portfolio and I don't even pay attention.
That's a great attitude. Like, I'm not trading a whole lot right now either, because right now, guys, closing arguments. Right now, in this economy and this uncertainty with the debt ceiling and everything, it's about keeping a healthy position of cash and capital preservation. Like, you don't want to fucking lose money right now. If you can make money, if you've got the formula for making money, more power to you. But I'm trying to be cautious and keep cash on the side. If things get really, really bad, I don't want to be long on call options and then get rug pulled. You know, I see people making 10, 20,000 a week on call options, but I've also lived that life where you're heavy on calls and the market crashes and you wipe out your portfolio. So I'm trying to buy stocks that I like, buy stocks that are profitable, keep a healthy percentage of cash, and be ready for a market crash. If it comes, then I'm ready and I'll buy at the right moment. And if we don't have a market crash, great. I've still got cash and I can buy. That's where I'm at. That's my sentiment.
Yep.
So
that's a great attitude, Tony. Like, even like, in the summertime, I do umpiring, so I get paid for that. I'm working like 3 jobs basically right now. And then, I know you don't follow a lot of sports outside of football and UFC and whatnot, but I started a sports card business, which that's taking off because there's still collectors out there. And that's really just between that work and umpiring, it's keeping my mind busy. And I don't even think about AMC. It's there.
Guys,
I have my alerts.
Just look at the SPY. Like, go back to 2015 on your chart and draw. I was talking to Steven about this earlier. Draw a diagonal line on the SPY from 2015 to today. We're overbought on the SPY. Like a major correction is easily in the cards. It's just going to take one bit of bad news.
And Tony, can I ask you one question? Because honestly, I haven't been following this super close. What's the latest update with debt ceiling?
I don't even pay attention to it. It's all just fucking. It's all politics until the last moment. I don't care what they say. Every day you tune into the news, you're going to get a different message. We're almost there. We couldn't agree. We're almost there. We couldn't agree. They're going to milk it. They're going to milk it for emotions to get people to complain and for headlines until the last minute, and they'll fucking sign it and approve it and raise the debt ceiling. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, you should be in Canadian news because that's pretty much what the Canadian news media is telling us.
Yeah, I don't even. I'm not gonna make a video about it because it's just clickbait.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're watching it like we're kind of keeping like from my real job side of it. We're keeping an eye on it because the Canadian market. If you watch the trend line, the Canadian market usually does whatever you guys do about a month or two later. So we're just watching because the impacts of new home construction and all that jazz is gonna be felt.
Real estate's fucked
down the road.
Real estate is fucked.
Yeah.
No matter what.
No, 100%.
No matter what happens with the debt ceiling, real estate's fucked.
Yeah. It's funny. No, and we're going to see it. I think we're starting to see the beginnings of it. So if you look at our business, right? And I remember I told you I sell toilets for a living. Let's just make it really simple. But our business, we have our west side and our east side. I run the east, and we're really dependent. Like my business and my branches is heavily dependent on like service, repair, and renovation. Whereas our west side is new home construction dependent, and it's just tanking right now.
Yep.
So, and it just started about a month ago. So, I think you're going to see it even hit harder. We just got the latest, what they call the Canadian Plumbing Index, and the outlook for kind of the balance of the year in Canada. And it's not looking good with new home sales. So that being said, I mean, I'm in a great position because everybody needs service and repair of your plumbing.
I was just talking to mediocre. I was talking to mediocre trader about that. Like if you got to be in a business, plumbing and HVAC, that's a great recession-proof business, right? Everyone's always going to need service.
Yep. I've got most of my main contractors. I talk to them when they're coming in, right? So I talk to all the guys, and the outlook for us up here is that most of the guys are booked up until middle of next year.
Yeah.
And it's just service, repair, and renovation. That's all they're working on. New home construction, stay away from that like the plague.
Yep. And commercial real estate, even worse. Alexandra Scarlett is doing great. She's back to her normal feisty self. Thank you for asking. And I'm doing great as well. Let
me touch on commercial real estate. I'll talk about the Canada side for a minute.
Before I get my neck lynched.
Real quick, and apologies to Scarlett. The commercial real estate, what I'm seeing, because I just renewed 3 leases on 3 of my buildings, and warehousing space right now is a premium, but you can get manufacturing facilities and whatnot for a song. So to give you an idea, on one of my buildings, I was paying up until my lease ended, which I was on a 5-year. I was paying about $12 a square foot, and that building on my renewal went to 21.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and that's all warehousing. So warehousing right now is still holding strong, but everything else, office space, industrial manufacturing, all that, you can pick up a lease for a song right now. You can almost write your own lease.
From what I'm hearing from my clients that are in the office space, they are hiding how bad it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's really bad in the office space segment.
Yeah. And what's even worse, so I just took over another division of our company, and they're in the middle of a lease right now. And the other trend you're seeing in the warehouse space is that guys are delaying. Like, so this lease is up the end of this year, right? But we want to start negotiating now and get it over with, right?
Yeah.
But he's holding off because he's hoping that the market will go higher. So right now he may give me a quote of about $22, $23 a square foot. By the time the end of the year comes around, it may be up to like $30. Right. And then at that point, you're kind of screwed because I can't move a multi-million-dollar organization overnight to a new location.
That's interesting. I haven't checked into warehouse space. I've been focusing on sky rises and office buildings.
Yeah, that's consistent. Up here, it's dead. It's the office side's dead. Capacity is down. I mean, you're probably looking about, even downtown Toronto, which is the biggest part. I mean, you're probably only looking at about 60% occupancy right now.
All right. Well, thank you for that insight on Canada. Guys, Hallie's in the Discord. Karen's in the Discord. Sergeant Beef, I don't know if he's in the Discord at the moment. I think he's been taking a break. Steven's in the Discord. Dan's in the Discord. A lot of good traders, a lot of breadth of wide experience in our Discord. I don't talk about it much, but it is a place where you can get a wide variety of experiences and seasoned traders that aren't like bought into the whole clickbait stuff. And I do charge $5. You got to hit the join button on YouTube or go to Patreon. Not because I need $5 from you, but because I don't want a bunch of fucking clickbait goofballs in the Discord. We're trying to keep it real.
Like
Karen, Steven, Hallie, you got anything you want to add about the Discord?
No. I mean, I'll be honest. I really enjoy the community. They're good people. I haven't been on as much lately just because I've been busy. But it's a great community overall. Like, it's not toxic, and you know, the good people outside of Steven are pretty good. I'm just kidding, Steven. I like you, man.
Yeah, those Canucks don't know what they're talking about. So,
nah, but it's honestly, it's worth it. I say this all the time, Tony, and you're not paying me, although I'm still waiting for my autographed actor portrait. But no, I mean, it's money well spent, to be honest with you, because there's people that you can bounce ideas off. I mean, I tell Tony all the time, I'm not a chart guy, but if you want a P&L read or want to bounce a question about operational stuff or sales and numbers on a business you see on a balance sheet, always reach out to me. I'm more than happy to take a look whatever you got.
My Discord, guys, it's not about pumping stocks or telling you what the next play is. It's about giving you the fucking facts.
Yep.
And the fundamentals and the financials, so you can game out what's going to happen over not tomorrow, but the next 2, 3, 6, 12 months. That's kind of where we're hitting at.
It's
so
really
before I'm going to sign off with this last point, Tony. You'll get a laugh out of this. My colleague actually called me up and he was looking for gondolas for his stores. And I totally just right out of the blue just said, why don't you head over to your local Bed Bath & Beyond, because they're pretty much closed and you probably get gondolas and fixtures for a song right now.
What is a gondola?
It's like, you know, the 4-post kind of like merchandising stand. Like when you go into Walmart, they'll have like a kind of like
okay.
a 4, like a plus sign kind of thing, you know, and it's got shelving on all 4 sides.
Mm-hmm.
So I just said, I said, go over to your Bed Bath & Beyond. They're pretty much done now. I think mine's probably 2 weeks.
Bunch of fixtures for sale, huh?
Oh yeah, they're going to sell the fixtures. I think mine, what I heard was the one in my town is like 2 weeks away from closing.
Scarlett went into one last week and she's like, the sales aren't good enough, Tony. They're only like 20% off. Mm-hmm. We're not in panic mode on sales at Bed Bath & Beyond in Austin, Texas yet.
Isn't there that thing around where isn't there some kind of like buy up coming or something, or some kind of
stalking horse bid starts on June 1st, I think.
Yeah. Oh, one thing, I'll correct myself on Bed Bath & Beyond. Remember when I was telling you about the bleed out in Canada, what you'd see? One thing I missed, and I didn't even think about it, was because Jen and I went to go and buy some stuff, and they actually exported a lot of the good stuff down to the States. So when we got there, it was just absolute trash what was left. It was like sandpaper towels.
Maybe we'll go check it this weekend. I'd like to have some good sheets and some good towels. But if there's any decent selection left and they're a decent price, I'll buy them. But 20% off ain't going to get my interest.
No. And we were at, honestly, I think right now, the last time I drove by, it was like 60, 70% off, and it's pretty much picked dry.
Yeah, you got to be there the day they announce the 60%, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You hit the nail on the head. And by then, I mean, even there too, it's not, the selection isn't that great, to be honest with you, even at that level.
Mm-hmm. Mike owning the float. What's up, buddy?
Good to talk to you guys. And Steven,
good to hear from you, Hallie. Hey, Mike owning the float. I want to let you know I did listen in on your live chat the other day. I didn't comment because I figured the audience wouldn't be, not big Tony Denaro fans, but you did a good live stream. And I wanted to tell you that. And I appreciate you. And even though for anybody, anybody that whether we agree 100% on stuff, I know where Mike is coming from on his viewpoints. I don't care about that for anybody. All I care about is, can people be adults about their opinions? And from what I've seen, Mike does a good job of that, owning the float. And I really wanted to comment, but I knew it would have gone downhill if I commented in your chat. There are no nude Tony Denaro posters, though. Maybe when we turn on the merchandise for this channel, a couple years from now, maybe we will make that an option.
Maybe a coffee mug, Tony.
Are you talking about like a coffee mug where I'm wearing a suit, but when you pour hot coffee in, it slowly turns nude?
Yeah. I do want to say one thing about your Discord, though, Tony, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
The real benefit, in my opinion, because I've been a Discord member a long time, it's the speed at which you deliver the information. So what I've noticed is, like, even, and I don't know, you obviously spend a lot of time, but like news will break and you'll literally put it in the Discord 5 minutes later. Like, it's really fast. Your feed is extremely fast compared to where I see it elsewhere. I've even seen you beat Weeble a couple times. So if anyone is interested in his Discord, that's the huge benefit, is that Tony actually makes it a priority to give you the news is faster than you'll most likely find it elsewhere. That's one positive thing I'd say.
Thank you for that. I am literally working 20 hours a day, and if I find something that you guys need to know, the first place I post it is right there.
Yeah. Especially if you're taking the market seriously, guys, like, speed is everything in the market. Things can change quick.
Thank you for that. Karen, you got any final words? Javinda? No, let's keep it to Karen.
Nope, I don't think I do.
Karen, if you need an outreach, or maybe the LinkedIn to my friend that's the COO of that company, let me know.
Yeah, I'd love to have a chat with him. I love having conversations with people in the...
such a sharp guy, and I'm so fortunate that in one of my businesses, I've gotten to meet so many CEOs and CEOs of companies and have long conversations with them about the struggles and the challenges and the wins, how they succeed in their different arenas, be it virtual healthcare or restaurants or manufacturing, whatever it is. I feel, and Sunday I'm meeting with a guy in the retail food industry that he's not the CEO, but his one of his grandfathers was, of the Tabasco industry. Have you guys heard of Tabasco products? McElhaney Tabasco. If you go to any restaurant and you see a Tabasco bottle on the table,
bought 1K
who is it from?
180
it's from
to play a
McElhaney
last
Company.
minute acquisition. Why not done dumb things with more money?
I'm
But
in like
why
this
is
with those
Bitcoin
people.
continuing to go up despite its current.
And
that's like the most successful sauce of all time, besides like ketchup.
There's so many people that I've had the fortune of becoming friends with over the past couple decades. And not that I'm smarter than them, but I take every opportunity of meeting with them to learn and to pick their brains. And they always are curious about what I'm doing too. The McElhaney's in particular, when I was dating Scarlett for 7 years, they're like, Tony, when are you going to make an honest woman of her? They love Scarlett. But I'm looking forward to seeing them on Sunday. And anything I learn from these guys, I try and bring to you guys as that happens. Because I don't think, honestly, there's too many YouTubers that rub shoulders with CEOs and COOs on a regular basis. And every opportunity I have to do that, I'm asking them questions. And the dude that I met with recently, the CEO of the virtual health company, I was all about what's going on. What do you think about GTII buying, no, Cosmos? What do you think about them buying Teladoc? What do you think about GTII buying 1-800 Law Firm? Just that 1 hour conversation with him was so eye-opening. And it threw bullshit on so much stuff that you hear on Twitter and YouTube. You can't get that information anywhere else.
Right when you tried to leave, Tony, you just got a BBBYQ question.
Dustin says, BBBYQ bought 1,000 shares for 180 to play a last-minute acquisition. I'm going to be honest with you, Dustin, and thank you for the super chat. There's been some opportunities to buy BBBYQ on a dip and sell it into that recent run-up. That was a great opportunity. But once the stalking horse bid process begins, it is my opinion, Dustin, and I can't promise you that I'm going to be correct, but it is my opinion that retail is going to be completely wiped out and that the debt holders will get the company. That's my opinion. I don't believe anybody on YouTube or Twitter that's telling you there's going to be a bid where you're a winner. So trade it when it's cheap. Yeah, sure. If you got balls, knock yourself out. But if you're holding it expecting a miracle, just recognize that is a 1 in a 10,000 shot. And I wish you luck. I truly do. But if I had to put money on it, I think, retail is going to get wiped out. Liabilities are higher than assets. So that's the bottom line.
That's a good answer, Tony.
I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I want to see you guys fucking knock it out of the ballpark, but I'm not going to lead you. I'm not going to be dishonest on my opinion just for clicks. If I wanted to do that, I'd put out 10 videos a day like Lou and Al and just lie to you. Tell me those sweet lies, Tony. It's so easy to make money on YouTube if you're willing to lie and have no ethics.
Yeah. I told you about my stock that I'm on now, right? Lately, Tony?
Floors and Decor?
Nope, Wingstop. I'm killing it on Wingstop.
I have not looked at them, Steven.
Look at it again.
But I do. I mean, I do like the restaurant. If we're going to a wings place, it is Wingstop.
It's just on a tear. I mean, it just broke $200 a share.
Order them extra crispy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Their flavors are just so good.
They're the bomb. All right, guys. I told Scarlett at 12:45 I'd be done. Then I told her at 1 o'clock we'd be done, and now it's 1:30. So I'll probably get yelled at. I am the boss, but she can still yell because I made a commitment to 45 minutes ago, and I'm delinquent on that. And so I probably should be yelled at. She's not really going to yell. She's just going to give me a hard time. Anyways, thank you to the super chats tonight. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the members of the channel. I love you. We're always going to keep it 100% real. You guys know that, or viewers of this channel, whatever I DM you, whatever I say on Twitter, whatever I say on YouTube, it's always 100% congruent. There's no two sides to Tony Denaro. He's not paid off by anybody. My view on every fucking play is based on the financial statements. And that is always your Bible. In the short term, retail can win plays, but in the long term, the financials always matter. They always win. Pay fucking attention. Learn to read them. Watch my videos on 5 seconds to understand a balance sheet, 5 seconds to understand the income statement. You'll get kind of more on my level of where I'm coming from. It's not always popular. I get it. I don't really care. We're going to be here for the long term, and we got a lot more to talk about.
Appreciate answer, but why is BBBYQ running now?
Why is BBBYQ running? Because it's cheap and FOMO. And because people are pumping it because they think that it's going to get bought out by Ryan Cohen for more than the company's worth. I don't agree. I don't agree. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Tony, are there any acquisition rumors on Bed Bath?
Yeah, on the pump and dump channels, absolutely.
But like, has anyone made a bid, like publicly?
No, the bid starts June 1st. But the rumor is Ryan Cohen's going to bid more, or Carl Icahn or someone is going to pay wildly more than it's worth. I just don't agree. I don't agree, and I could be wrong, but we'll find out in 30 days. There's not many times I'm wrong. And I don't say that to be a dick. But if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I'll say I fucked up. I missed it. But I come from a more cautious viewpoint on stuff, and I'm not about the whole clickbait, hopium bullshit. That's all I got, guys. I love you. Thank you. And Massalorian was supposed to be on live with me tonight. I don't know what happened to him. So we'll see what we can arrange over the weekend. And you'll be hearing more from me. I want to do an NVIDIA deep dive.
Ooh.
And we'll see what's up. Go check out the caramel corn video live on Tony Denaro. Peace out. Thank you to everybody. Stephen, Karen, Dan, Hallie, Govinda.
Hello.
Thanks for joining in the voice chat and being a voice of this channel. So it's not just me. Have a good night, guys.